Hello, viewer. Today is Sunday, April the 2nd, 2023. I am Mr. Brown, and I trust you are all doing very well today. On this evening's stream /podcast, we are discussing the goings on this week in pop culture and on the social media. But before we begin, you can find us here on the YouTube, or if you prefer your entertainments in podcast form, we are also on Spotify. The links are in the description. So if you've not shut down for the evening, as I always say, folks, lots to get through. Shall we get the guests out? Of course we should. Okay, he's back, folks. First up, he is the backbone of Sunday nights. When he's here, that is. It is the wonderful Matt Cat 83. Hello.
What's up, nerds? I'm sorry, I was muted. How are you?
I'm not bad. Are you, my friend? Are you good?
I'm doing good. You know, just having a fun Sunday.
How's the channel going, my friend?
I mean, it's going pretty good, you know, slowly but surely, but, you know, not too bad. Your channel's going well. At 2,000, that's awesome.
We're slowly getting there. It's been a little bit of a splurge the last couple of days, so I'm quite pleased about that.
Yep, it's a marathon, not a race, as they say.
Slow and steady wins the
Right
race.
Wins the race.
Great to have you back, my friend.
It's good to be back.
Shall we get the next guest out?
Yeah, do it.
My computer is doing stupid things. Okay, so here we go. He's back, folks. A talented powerhouse of a man. Just ask, as he was the governor of Twitter. It's problem being.
Hello, I've just had my racist coffee, so I'm ready to go.
You're right, buddy.
I am good. How are you?
Yeah, we're not too bad. Great to have you back.
Thanks for having me back.
Shall we get the next guest out? Because I feel we're up against it tonight. Yes.
No. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, shall we go home? Okay, so here we go, folks. Great to have you back, Lee. He is the purveyor of Meta Entertainment. It is the Movie Cynic.
What's up? We're 50-50 on being on mute when we enter. How's everyone?
Hello, buddy.
Going?
How are you?
Hello, buddy. I'm good. How are you guys?
Not too bad. My computer is going to blow up. I think it's all the camera work that's not liking. But yeah, so you good, my friend?
Wow.
Excellente.
How's the channel going?
It's doing its thing. It's still my job, so it's doing its thing. It's not good.
Good man. So you're well, yes.
Oh yeah, excellent.
Shall we get the next body out?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go, folks. He is the wise elder of the channel. You know the rest. He is the great mega geek himself. It's Ian David Diaz.
Hello.
You all right, Ian?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah. Let's do it then, I guess.
Shall we get the next body out?
Why don't you?
Okay, mystery guest, folks. And last, but by no means least, still knocking it out the park on YouTube. He's almost at 100k subs. So close, folks.
Ooh.
It is the mighty Paul Chatto.
Did you say misery guest?
Yes.
Because that fits. Hello,
You dirty
everyone.
bird.
Hey.
Hello, gentlemen.
How are you doing, Paul?
Hello.
Great to have you back,
I'm
mate.
good. I was surprised to hear someone mention their racist coffee, which I tell people that's one of the perks of living in the West, that us white folk and well-off folk can enjoy racist coffee. Like, what's the point of having coffee unless someone is suffering someplace else and picking the beans against their will? Like, it just doesn't make the coffee.
I like my coffee.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like my coffee like I like my men. Racism.
I uploaded a 4-minute clip of last week's show about coffee, and the YouTube gods did not like it, so I just thought I can't bother to take it
No,
down.
the YouTube god did not like my previous video where I mentioned, my title was pitching naked in Hollywood. They hated the word naked. They crushed my stats, so I changed the name. But I thought it was funny.
Just drink tea.
Why
Pardon
does
me,
it
what?
seem they're so
What about the
random with
Naked
that?
Chef?
Tea.
Yeah, naked. They didn't like naked.
My couple videos
So you got
ago,
naked
I had a video
lunch,
called
Naked Chef.
Peter Pan and Wendy Ended Racism, and they were all for that. They like that one. I don't know. I don't understand.
Well,
Well,
they
they
didn't
like
like
that
my
one.
they didn't like my coffee clip, but there you go.
Maybe I'll do the next one. Is I'm going down on Dylan Mulvaney.
The Budweiser in hand.
That's right. Well,
Bud Light. Bud Light.
a fake beer for a fake woman.
You are 600 away from the magical figure, I do
Yeah.
believe.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
I'm kind of in limbo. It's kind of just sort of, but I don't mind. The 100,000 thing is kind of a goal I never purposely targeted, but I'm going to enjoy it when it happens. But I'm not stopping doing the videos that I enjoy doing. I mean, they're not ranty. I don't do ranty videos all the time.
We leave that to Little Platoon.
Wow, but he does that really well. He does that
Yeah.
fantastic Stephen Fry bitchy kind of tradition. He's fabulous. I watch all his stuff. He is articulate and he's the only person who can do 2 hours on a 15-minute video.
Yeah.
Right.
Longer than 2 hours sometime. Yeah.
So I love him to death, and I mean, if something I don't like, I don't I'll pop into it, but it's just not my daily feed, and the algorithm tends to like the bitchy stuff, and I was really happy with my pitching video, which some of you guys saw and liked.
Yeah, it's really
That
good.
I was
It's great.
thoroughly enjoyable,
So good.
but it's not your typical YouTube fare. It's too complex.
You've been doing
Just
some
like my
really
life.
good stuff. of
Well,
late.
thank you. I'm enjoying myself. So my journey is my journey, and it's a pleasure to have been invited on this
You
journey.
are one of the few YouTubers who I will go out of my way to watch your new
Well,
videos.
I'm not that fat.
Not yet. Not yet.
You don't have to go that far out of your.
So everything good, Paul? Shall we get on with it? Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the slides and what everyone else is doing. And,
Okay. No heavy subjects tonight, folks. I thought we'll keep it light.
No
so-
fatties.
Yeah.
you've got Robin Williams up there. I did meet him.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
I was at Second City back in the day in Toronto when it was on the famous fire hall on Lombard Street, and all of us who were into improv back in the 70s, and you had the famous Dave Thomas and Catherine O'Hara and everybody on the boards at the time. And those of us who couldn't afford to go see the show, it was free to go to every single evening improv session. So they would let the regular audience out, and we would line up and wait to, and if there was enough room, and inevitably people left, then we would just go in. And one night, this fellow here, what's his name?
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams, thank you. Showed up, and he was just absolutely brilliant because he would come right out in the middle of a rehearsed bit and completely fuck them up. And you could tell that there was a moment where they were just so used to the rehearsed parts that they didn't know what to do, but then very quickly they kicked into improv mode and then went for it. And then just the regular sketch was destroyed. But it was a magical evening, and I was backstage with him, and he said Levon Helm from the band was playing at the Hard Rock, and does anyone know where the Hard Rock is? I said, yeah, it's a 25-minute walk. You want to walk there? I'll take you there. And he went, yeah, sure. So I walked with him to the Hard Rock Cafe, and I purposely did not say a single thing about showbiz or anything. We just talked, and he was just the sweetest guy in the world, and invited me up to see Lee Von Helm, and I said, I thought this has been a great moment. I don't need to be at the third wheel.
Right.
I will just leave you. But he was marvelous.
Oh,
really, really sweet
Such a
guy.
funny man.
You idiot!
You should have gone.
Yeah, then I'd have those regret stories
Yeah.
of what.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what did I say to him?
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that.
No
I've
regrets.
had moments like that. Oh, my God.
I saw him at a comedy club in London. He wasn't billed at all. The last guy did his set, and then the guy came on. He was so excited, the compere, and he goes, "Oh, we got someone for you. Got someone you're not going to believe who turned up." And he just went on stage and killed it, basically, just
Wow.
for I think 45 minutes. I was crying with laughter after he left. So yeah, it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Right then, guys. End of week musings, Sunday, April 2nd,
There you go.
2023.
So at least
episode.
I kept the theme of Robin Williams.
Yeah, you did.
Episode 100. I think it's 134. Wow.
He's hiding it.
If you have made it this far and you are enjoying this content, please like, share, and subscribe. Every single click will help this channel grow. It's subscribers, baby. Subscribers.
Yeah, like and commenting is really, really
Test.
important because it helps the algorithm, everyone.
I will say, everybody, homework once the stream is finished. Comment, please. That'd be great. Right then. So, here we go, folks. Picard.
Pew card.
Who is up to speed with
Moi.
Picard?
I am.
I am also.
There you go.
Yeah.
Three of us.
Yeah, me too.
Well, Hall, would you like to go first? Are you enjoying?
I've enjoyed it.
Picard?
I've enjoyed it very much. The last episode was bloody silly. So the most recent episode was my least favorite so far. I didn't enjoy the force fielding in the middle of hallways and stuff. I thought that was just stupid. I mean, again, it's so funny talking about stupid stuff and saying, "Oh, this is stupid, stupider."
Yeah.
It's just fantasy shit. So, yeah, I mean, again, there were some very good dramatic moments when people were one-on-one. Almost everything with Crusher is great.
Oh no.
And
yeah.
but then this thing was that part was silly. But and I hate to say it, the whole data thing is stretching credulity.
Tell me
for
about
but
it.
I'll
You
keep
think
watching.
so?
Yeah.
There you go.
Have you enjoyed the series as a whole then so far?
I've only watched season 3.
So you didn't see?
Yeah, same here.
Lucky you.
No, that's what everyone told me. I mean,
Lucky you.
I think I saw a little bit of episode 1, and I went, "Oh, this is wretched," and I bailed. I saw a good chunk of season 1 of Discovery, and I bailed.
Yeah.
Mando, I've bailed. I didn't watch the most recent episode.
So you're looking forward to Star Trek Academy then? In 2026 or whenever the hell it's coming.
No.
So what you're saying is you're lucky because your head canon is intact.
Yeah, I guess it's. I was thinking about. I can't remember another time where there have been things that have come out that I'm anticipating so much, and the disappointment is so bad.
Agreed.
And how hard is it to do it okay?
Right.
Well, it seems to be impossible, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's because they don't like the audience that they didn't want to go back to the original audience that actually built the franchise.
They hate the customers.
They hate the customers. Yeah.
Ian, thoughts on
Yeah.
this episode?
This one was okay. It wasn't as good as the last one, although I had the problems with the last one. I had a bit of when I was on Dan's channel, I was trying to tell him that Geordie's character doesn't make any sense in the last episode, especially when he comes on. He said he wasn't going to help Picard. I was really thinking that was just bad writing, and his reasoning didn't make any sense either. Oh, my family's in danger, so I'm going to take him back to the Federation, where the Federation is corrupt and it's going to kill me anyway. So
And the
it didn't make any
changelings will
sense. It
do
just
it.
didn't.
Yeah.
But this
I know.
episode, I agree with Cheto. I agree. Basically, some of it was just really weird, like when Jack started doing the avatar with Geordie's daughter and started beating up the villains and stuff. And I just thought, where's that coming from? Then his
I
eyes
think
just
it's because he's a Borg.
yeah,
Yeah,
or something.
I think that spoilers. By
yeah.
the way, I think it is as well.
Yeah, so all that kind of stuff I thought was pretty weird. So hopefully we'll get some kind of answers from that. But it was a low budget episode, wasn't it? Because everything happened in the ship.
Yeah, because the money's run out apparently.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was okay. This one was okay. I hope it gets better beyond this point. But I am enjoying what I'm watching.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Catty?
I agree with Paul. This was my least favorite episode. When they were doing the side-by-side fighting thing, all I thought was Dance Dance Revolution the whole time. Like they were just doing the exact same thing. I did think this episode was a little like total nonsense. I mean, the Team Picard, like they just became very stupid all of a sudden, and Picard became like really weak and everything, and the Changeling became all strong and stuff, and I don't know. This was my least favorite. And like Ian said with Geordie's character, I agree 100%. I'm just piggybacking on what you guys said. But this episode, it wasn't like terrible, but it was my least favorite episode of the season. Other than that, the season has been it's been good. I've enjoyed it immensely. But this episode, I was just like, I was like, it wasn't bad, but I was like, I wasn't like at the end of it. The only thing I want to know now is, about Jack and that's it. I'm like, but we'll see. I am looking forward to next week though.
Yeah. Have you noticed that Patrick Stewart doesn't do much because of his age? Because he doesn't really run or
Sits down a lot.
He just sits down a lot, doesn't he? Just talks. That's all he does. Yeah.
Yeah. Even when he lifts his hand, it looks like it's like, oh, my hand is so heavy.
Make it so.
Yeah.
Probably, are you up to date?
I am. Yeah, I watched this. I do agree with quite a lot of the sentiments. I think Data's turning into a bit of a MacGuffin now, isn't he?
Oh,
and
yeah.
A bit of a Deus Ex Machina. Yeah, it was good to see Tuvok, not Tuvok. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all right. Yeah, spoilers,
Yeah.
folks. Sorry.
Yeah, that was a it's him. No, it's not him. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. That was amusing. Yeah, I was speaking to Clobby from Clobbering Times the other day
He
about
hates it,
a
doesn't he?
little bit. He really doesn't like it, and I can understand why. There is a certain darkness to this. The Federation are turning out to be more like the Federation from Blake 7 than Star
you're right.
Trek. And section 31, I had to bring that in.
No.
Doing experiments on the aliens is so counter what the Federation's supposed to be about. So I find that a bit jarring, quite honestly. So yeah, not my favorite episode either. I thought there were some great elements to it, but Jack Crush cannot act. I'm sorry.
I was going to say also,
he's all right.
Data, right? He doesn't move much. So why the hell didn't they just do the deep fake on him and get someone that looked like him before and just get his voice on there? Because that would have made more sense instead of like, oh, they put him in an old body again. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, well, why would you do that? Why would you it doesn't make any sense. Obviously, because they want the actor back, obviously.
My only issue with the episode was, where was Raffi and Worf? Were they having
I
a
don't
nap?
care. I don't like Raffi.
Were they having a nap when all this was going on?
Probably.
Or couldn't they afford them for the episode?
Maybe. I did like the scene between Geordie and Data, though, when he said, "Oh, Data," he really did miss him, because that relationship made sense, right? Because they were pals, weren't they? Not the stupid one in the first season, Data, I love you, and all that rubbish, because they were never that close. Well, they were close, but they weren't. Him and Picard and Data, were they? Not as friends like Geordie and Data. Put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
I think as well, this was a bit too heavy on the exposition dumping for this episode as well, which kind of did bog it down. Yeah, I think that was very much it. This was the budget episode for the season. Perhaps.
Next
But,
week as well is
Gary
as well.
Gary Nerd from Nerderotic said this is kind of like a two-parter with next week, so I'm kind of a bit dubious about what we're going to expect.
I think they packed too much into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're
Exposition
right.
or
Plot.
exactly how? Plot. Yeah.
Well, man, I mean, dealing with data, the secrets that you could have done the entire episode just trying to extract what his
There's a lot
secrets
going on,
were.
Mm.
I mean, there's so much he's got. They basically ran the whatever that place was, the security place. He was the battery. Daystrom. Like, okay, we just removed the battery from Daystrom.
Mm.
It was
They should
weird.
never have switched him on anyway.
No,
It's just
I should
stupid.
never have.
Yeah.
Never do it. I think what's going to happen is that they're going to remove the separation between
Yeah.
data and
Law.
lore, and they're going
Lore.
to battle it out. And guess who's going to win?
Yeah.
That's what they're setting that up for. I keep lore, the name lore. And then you had Picard as the when he was Borged, and he was what was his name?
Locutus.
Locutus. All these L names, like
Yeah.
Locutus. So that's
And no Riker in this.
I asked on my Twitter feed whether he was deborged, whether he was he transitioned out of being a Borg. That seems to be the common message these days. So after he transitioned out and stopped being a Borg, that's when Crusher and him boinked, and people went, "Yeah, that's correct. It was post Borg." So that's why I think Jack is Borgian.
I would thoroughly agree with that. Movie Cynic, are you available to read a super chat, please?
I will do that as long as I get to avoid Picard. Postman Socrates for $5. I don't know how I almost got Blue Boy in trouble, but here's my official apology. Love you, Blue Boy. You can't call me Blue Boy anymore, so I dare you to call me Black.
Don't even
whatever.
go there.
This was from Platoon and I's first episode of our show. It was just a passing
nice
joke.
plug.
Yeah. No, it was just a passing joke, man. Don't worry about it. Someone in the comments got super offended because of an in-joke you and I had together, and they thought I was being extremely rude to the chat or whatever, but I couldn't explain that to them because it's Platoon's thing, and I don't want to get in an argument in his chat. So no worries, my friend.
I can do Platoon if you want me to.
I can do Platoon as well.
I don't think so.
Sounds like Platoon's drunk.
He's always drunk.
Hello.
Yes, he's drunk.
That was-
Pettiness.
I'm sure I've offended him, and I apologize.
Drunk on success. Here you go, folks. Super chat. Melvin Deeply. Cheers, Melvin, for £10. That's real money. Congrats on 2K, Mr. B. Cheers, my friend. Thank you so
Well
much.
done. Well done. Well done.
Is that
Yeah,
Brexit money?
congratulations.
Well, that's worthless. So are we all looking forward to the next 3 episodes?
Yes,
I am.
Yes, I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to the next Picard. That to me that's like I stopped looking forward to Mandalorian, but I am looking forward to Picard.
Yeah,
So they haven't lost me on that front.
I think, as I said, this isn't proper Star Trek. It's kind of movie Star Trek in inverted commas.
It's ripping Star
Ish.
Trek. It's almost
Yeah.
like Doctor Who, but with a budget.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see what's next.
I'm out. I'm not watching this. I haven't watched it, so there you go.
Catty, I get the feeling you're the only one watching this. Superman and Lois.
Oh, well, that's you guys are missing out. I love this show. It's so good. This season, though, has been a little bit, they've taken a step back from focusing on Superman a little bit, but it is called Superman and Lois, so they've kind of focused on Lois. Spoilers, guys, she has cancer, but so I feel like they're trying to hit you with the feels
A
with
bit,
that,
yes.
and they do, because it's very and then the only thing is I really don't care for the teen angst with their children, but it's not like they focus on that for an entire episode. It's just kind of like the B storyline and everything. But this season is a little bit of a slow burn, and they've changed a couple things with some characters, but I still like it. The show is so good.
yeah.
I think that this show does a really good job with their budget, and they balance out action and like emotion and stuff like that, and I think that the story doesn't suffer from it. I really like this show a lot, and James Gunn says
Which
it's
season
around
is
for a
it
little
in?
bit longer.
What season is it?
This
in?
is season 3. This is season 3.
Okay. Because I mean,
Yeah,
I know
I-
the
I-
actress from Grimm.
Yeah. She's great. Elizabeth Toody.
But who's the big bad? Who's the big bad?
This season, it's Intergang at the moment, and they've got Onomatopoeia working for them. They've changed. They have a gender swapped Onomatopoeia, and the power set isn't the same as the comic books. Now, I didn't read the Kevin Smith comic book where Onomatopoeia was in Batman, but I did read the one where he fought Green Arrow, and with this one, her power set is really, I don't know how to explain it on the TV show, but I always imagined it, the one guy from Police Academy, you know how he made all those sound effects, like and everything? I imagined it would be like
Hightower.
that, I imagined it would be like that, but in this one, her face like moves and she creates these sound waves kind of, and makes these sounds and stuff like that, so it's different, but it's not, I don't hate it. And Intergang right now is just in name only because, in the comic books they get their tech from, Apocalypse and Darkseid. But in this one, it looks like they get it from the government. I'm not quite sure. They haven't gone into that too much. But I'm excited for this show. I really like it a lot. And I'm glad that James Gunn said that it's going to continue for a little bit longer. But yeah.
Can I just say to Blue Boy, you recommended Rota Petition last time, and do you know the guy who plays Superman? He was that kid in Rota Petition.
Really?
What?
Yes.
Oh,
Wow,
okay.
that's really
So
interesting.
there you go.
That'd be the only
That is-
reason
that is
I
interesting.
have any interest in this show whatsoever is that little tidbit. And
Aw.
I'll move on after that.
Just thought I'd mention
Aw.
it.
Right on.
You should
I'm
watch this
I've
show.
so
It's so good.
abandoned CW. I didn't know there was anything on it.
No, there isn't really.
Yeah, there really is.
There's only this. This is probably one of our regulars says this is the best CW program ever.
Is that saying
Yeah,
much?
it's
though?
really good.
Not really.
All right. then.
I mean, Arrow was pretty good when it first started out, and so was The Flash.
Yes.
It's
Before
just
it got
they
woke
just
up.
yeah, it
Yeah.
got really weird. But this show is very good. Like, I mean, it hasn't gone woke. It's still, I mean, like, I like the fact that like all the dads in the show are not total losers and like abandon their children
For once.
For once,
Yeah.
the family structure is really good. I mean, I know nuclear families are like, not that great anymore, but they still have like the nuclear family and it's still nice. And just, it's not necessarily, it's not, like I said, it's not woke and everything. And again, I think they balance out everything really, really well in this show. And the writing I think is really good. So
It's probably a
Yeah.
sad thing to say. It's probably the best thing coming out of DC at the moment.
I would agree with that 100%. It's yeah. And I would go as far to say this is besides Christopher Reeves, this is my favorite Superman, my live action
Really?
Superman. So
Fugly Superman.
yeah.
Here you go, folks. Super chat from Hostman Socrates, HK47, $5. Thanks, sir. I remember Bitsy Tulloch from a crappy urban fantasy show called Grimm.
One of the
Yes.
best series of all time. Yeah,
I did like Grimm.
Grimm was great.
I did like Grimm
Yeah.
too.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Crappy
Yeah, I
urban
liked it.
fantasy. It was a tongue-in-cheek show. Okay, that's it. You are no longer on my Christmas list.
Lucy, are you available? Are you available to read another super chat, please, sir?
You're lucky I learned to read earlier this week.
Thank
Yes.
you. I appreciate that.
Yes. Dark Hour for $5. Thanks. Cynic, why isn't your stream with Platoon called A Little Cynical Podcast or Stream? That name just prints money.
Great
Also,
idea.
congrats on the 2K, Mr. B. I don't know why it's not named that.
That's
Look,
really
I
good.
told you guys that Little Platoon doesn't like anything. That's why he doesn't do positive reviews. He doesn't like any name. So for now, it's Untitled.
You just call it Untitled.
The only way that we end up doing things is when we just throw our hands in the air and say F it and then start. So
just
the
don't care.
title, I love you, Mr. Brown. The title of the show will probably come from us doing that too. Just F it, we're gonna name it this. So
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
work in progress,
going to
folks.
stand Dark Hour. I'm standing Dark Hour. I think that's a really great title. I think you're crazy not to use it.
the Cynical Platoon is definitely the one
Just
we've heard.
don't ask for money. Really?
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
You want me to
I said
split
just
the
don't
money
ask for
with you?
money or expense.
Oh.
Right, okay, we'll move on. I'm still enjoying
So
it.
what day?
Matty,
What day is Superman and Lois
is
on?
it Tuesday?
It's on Tuesday nights.
Okay.
Sorry for the banging. My
thi-
children.
I
He's-
think if you're
he's
in the
killing each other.
UK, if you're in the UK, you can watch it on iPlayer. First 2 seasons, and I know it's
I'm
free
happy
for
to check it
streaming where
out.
you guys are.
Yeah,
Tuesdays.
do it. It's so good. Season 2, it kind of gets a little bit. I think they had problems with the whole pandemic thing, so
Yes.
they had to stop and then start back up, so you didn't know when it was coming back on, and it was a little. But I felt like
I
it ended
tuned
okay,
out.
and then. I really
tuned
you
out
should
halfway
get
through
back
that
into it. I love this show. It's so good. I look forward
By
to it
the
every week.
producers of Flash. From the producers of Flash.
Yeah,
Well,
it is.
They're doing a good job on this one.
Here you go, folks. Another super chat from Hostman Socrates. HK. Thank you, Hostman. $5. Chatto, I kid you not. That show is woke. In season 5 of Grimm, during 2016, the villains were named Trump and Cruz.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Wow.
Either.
It's a long time ago that show came out, though.
Yeah, but
On the nose.
those would be
It
good
is.
names for villains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cruz was born in Canada, but luckily we disavowed him.
Yeah.
The People's
You did,
Republic
didn't
of Canada.
The
Here you go,
51st
folks.
state.
Here you go. The Movie Cynic recommends at the Movie Cynic. So, movie, over to you, my friend.
This is probably one all of you have seen. It's Good Will Hunting, and I know everyone's seen this movie, but for me it was one of those movies where like I feel like everyone has a handful of movies that's a classic and you just happen to never catch it for whatever reason. This was one of those for me. I caught it a couple days ago on a whim, and it's just as brilliant as its place in movie history is there for a reason. Clearly, it's so ingrained in our cultural zeitgeist. Like as I was watching the movie, I already knew the entire movie because I've pieced together the plot and heard so many quotes and know so many quotes that I say that I didn't even know came from the movie. And it's utterly fantastic. And I had to pick something for the week, so why not a good one? And I'm sure everyone in the chat's seen it, but for those uninitiated, it's what's his name? Matt Damon, not Ben Affleck, the other guy. Matt Damon is he's just a lowly janitor, very young. I believe he's 20 years old. Start the movie, and he works at MIT as a janitor. And he is utterly brilliant. He's the kind of genius that only comes around once a generation and only a couple people. That level of genius. And there's the crux of the plot. And he's a foster child, so he has a very troubled upbringing because he lives in Boston, and I grew up in New England, and Boston was like a second home, so it's pretty damn accurate. And his best friend is Ben Affleck, who's trying to encourage him to move on to bigger and better things, but
So he can be Batman. Yeah.
so he can, so Ben Affleck can move on to being Batman. Robin Williams puts on a stellar performance. It's very layered. I'm really, really surprised at
Absolutely
the
great.
level
Yeah.
of depth to this movie for like early 20-year-olds to be writing this.
It's a great
So
movie.
super impressed with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. It's a very 90s directed movie. Gus Van Sant directs it. If anyone's familiar with his work, he's quite good. He also directed Milk, I think was like the biggest claim to fame as far as awards accolades. But all the same, the one criticism I'll give Robin Williams, which is a stellar performance, is that his Boston accent
Oh, hello.
sucks. Oh, hi.
There you go.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
Robin Williams' Boston
Sorry,
accent
mate.
sucks, but so
lying.
does everyone who isn't from the area. So I don't know.
It's a
I
tough
can't really fault him.
accent. And you know what's even a harder accent? Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I can imagine. And I can criticize the Boston accent because I'm just from the area, so I can I just hear it all the time and instantly catch a shitty Boston accent. Oh God, I swore. Sorry, Brownie.
But
I'm
everyone
trying.
remembers that that's a speech that he
Very
gives him, doesn't he, when he's in the park. And apparently that was kind of ad-libbed. Some of it was ad-libbed from Robin Williams. And I guess that scene is the thing that got him the Oscar. Robin Williams the Oscar,
Yeah.
and quite deservedly so.
Absolutely.
Because it was a fantastic
Brilliant film.
performance.
Brilliant
Yeah.
film.
He's brilliant in it.
Here you go, folks. Hostman, Socrates, HK47, $5. Thank you. I'm honoured. Blue Boys, like the Residence Elf merchants. You never know what he'll pull out of his bag of goodies.
Just got something different for you guys.
Paul, your thoughts on this film? You
Great
like this
film.
don't you?
Really enjoyed it. Again, it's one of those ones where you know what's going to happen, kind of like a boxing movie. But you are you're so invested in the characters, you enjoy the journey, and there's nothing wrong with that. This movie is not about a mystery box. And writers love putting mystery boxes in everything because that's what's going to keep you interested. The mystery box.
JJ.
It's like a matter of when it happens too, because I was thinking something similar when I was watching. I was like, this is just a competently written movie. Like the foreshadowing and everything, all the setups are right there, and you're waiting for the payoffs, and they come, and you're incredibly satisfied when it's over.
Well, to me, a well-written film is
Half the battle.
the not the trauma, but the main source of the plot is actually really revealed early, and then you see how the people cope with it. That is more interesting writing than keeping it a big mystery until the very end.
Yeah.
What, oh my son?
I tell you what, though. Everybody talks about Matt Damon and Robin Williams, but everybody seems to forget the performance between Robin Williams and I can't remember the other guy that was up his own arse.
Skarsgård.
Yeah, they butted heads together, and that bit where they were arguing in the room, that was fantastic. The performance was absolutely brilliant between those two. You can really feel like Robin Williams didn't give a shit, and he was more jealous of Robin Williams. More so, do you know what I mean? And it was just such a great performance because they're meant to be great friends, but that argument really put where they both were coming from concerning Matt Damon's character, obviously. But yeah,
movie.
I can't because I can't swear on your stream. I can't. I literally cannot do this accent without swearing. So it's just not gonna happen. Tune into Platoon and I's show tomorrow, and I'll do one.
Boston is actually a British accent. It's an accent that was left.
Well, wait a minute.
By the no. When the people arrived from Britain. And arrived on the shores of North America.
From England.
They left accents of the time.
Really?
And that's why it's New England. Like I did my Maine, I'm from Maine, and I did my Maine accent last week, and someone in the chat said that it sounded relatively like British and
Geordie.
Well, it is called New England for a reason, I guess.
Cool, blimey, governor.
So the accents you have now are in over there in England are evolved over time. It's the same way as Quebecois French, eh? So the French that they speak in Quebec is more the farmer French of the original settlers from France when they first came over, eh?
Yep. Hey,
that's just a natural thing. There's a PBS show, or I can't remember which one it is. It's a fascinating show. I don't know if you guys saw it, but a gentleman in the UK was trying to find what was the correct accent to read Shakespeare, because
English.
he was frustrated with. Have you ever seen it?
Platoon.
Did anyone see the show?
No.
So
What
can
was
I
it
go over the
called?
premise quickly? I
Yep.
can't remember it, but I mean, it's at least 15 years ago. But so this guy said, okay, all this plummy accents they do on the stage in London is actually wrong because the vowels are clipped and the iambic pentameter of Shakespeare doesn't fit. So he surmised that it was a more long vowel, more like Liverpudlian, and then he got a bunch of people from Liverpool to read it, and it was closer, but you could tell it was still not there. And then he went all over England, and then finally he went to this fishing village off of New England, off of the United States, and he pulled out a copy of Shakespeare. I can't remember what it was he asked them to read, and he gave it to them, and the first person who read it, it was bang, 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 and you went, oh my God, that was it. That was Shakespearean English, because it fit perfectly. Fascinating show. So it was a dialect locked in amber over on this side of the ocean. Really cool.
Maybe we should get
And
Platoon to read
I think
Shakespeare at some
the
point.
closest in the UK might have been Geordie.
What, from
Anyway,
Star
okay.
Trek? From Star Trek.
Why I man? Can
Was
you
it
bag
called-
and shooter?
That, yeah.
Why I?
Was it called Slings and Arrows?
No. That was a Canadian TV
No.
show.
Sorry, I was trying to
I
find.
can't remember the name
I'll
of it.
watch
Special.
Super chat, folks, from John Orchard.
Someone smarter will have to
$5.
hunt it down.
$5. Thank you, John. Good Will Hunting is a hero's journey, but the hero does not come out better. He chose to stay and not grow.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That is not true.
He leaves. He basically
He
he
leaves.
leaves and he goes to go find his girlfriend and have a better life. He's offered loads of jobs, but he turned them down because of who he is. Basically, he was true to himself.
Right. And who's to say he doesn't, once they settle down, go and do that anyway?
Exactly, yeah.
He is a once in a generation level of intelligence. Whenever he hops,
Like
everyone
Platoon.
else will jump. Like it will just be that way. So he has the pick of the draw, but he probably doesn't have forever to go reclaim his love. So he's going to go do that and screw
Yeah.
it all. So right on.
Well,
I
he was
like-
inspired.
I like that.
He was inspired by Robin Williams' character about
Exactly,
him sliding
yeah.
the ticket and just screwing off the game and going to see the person that he instantly fell in love with. And that's the thing. So he was kind of inspired because he copies his line at the ending, doesn't
I
he?
got to go see About a Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good movie pick. They don't make movies like this anymore.
No, they don't.
Well, here's hoping for the future. They do. Do you know what I mean? So
Okay,
you never
so-
know. You never know. You never know.
So, recommended by the movie cynic is Good Will Hunting. Shall we move on?
Yeah.
What the
Okay,
geek?
Oh,
Geek What
Geek what?
geek what?
does not
You nerds. Yeah.
recommend at the Geek
Don't watch
What
this, nerds.
Inc.
Arr.
Go on then, Matty.
Oh, do not watch Gotham Knights. This show,
Oh, really?
Yeah, this show sucks. The only reason I watch it is so I can crap all over it. It's terrible. It's like the writing is terrible, and then the acting is even worse. The main kid is a bad actor. He's just the worst actor. I'm all like, I don't understand how. I mean, I swear to God, all these people are bad actors. They pay them in Target gift cards because they're so cheap. I don't understand. I don't understand. Like
Very good.
they should have done what they did with Batgirl with this show. They should have canceled it and tried to get a tax rebate on it or whatnot.
Write-off.
And they didn't. Yeah, right off. And they didn't. And the show sucks. Carrie Kelly, Robin, she doesn't even wear the costume. She just wears goggles and she's like, I'm Robin. And I'm all like, no, you're not. You're just a girl with goggles on. The two brother and sister team, they're non-binary and transgender, and they mention that every single episode
reason not to watch it.
because they have to. and it's just like the plot, like everybody wants to bring in the Court of Owls, but they don't know how to do it live action wise. They don't know how to do it well. I mean, so I'm like, stop doing it if you can't do it right. And they've got this main character kid, Turner Hayes, who is not from the comic books, but they want him to be Dick Grayson, but I don't think they can do Dick Grayson. And I'm all like, it's just really, really bad. Do not watch it. If you haven't watched it, good for you. But if you're thinking about watching it, just don't do it. I swear. I mean, the only reason I watch it.
Titans?
Yes, it's worse than Titans. But yeah, it's worse than Titans. Because I mean, like, yeah, it's because this is the thing. They're all Mary Sues. They all know how to hack and break into places with no problems. And they all get out of a jam and like nobody's business. They can solve every single problem, and they have no problem in doing it. It's just really bad. And
was this produced by Leo Bloom and Max Bialystock?
I don't know. But well, the three people that made this show is from Batwoman, so if that says anything. But yeah, it's just terrible. It's really bad. So don't watch it.
Avoid
at all costs. Yeah.
Okay.
I love how they talk about reflecting the modern world. My brother's gay, and like we never talk about it. It's okay. So
yeah, exactly.
They're not reflecting any world that I know.
They're trying to promote it.
Well, this is the modern day Twitter. I mean, they think Twitter's real, don't they? So
yes.
Anyone who uses pronouns,
it's virtue signaling.
They confuse that and they conflate that with online presence, and it's not realistic at all. It's just such a skewed version of reality, which, to be fair, fiction generally is, but to this point, claiming it reflects modern audiences is a complete misnomer, frankly.
And like in every single episode, the transgender character, somebody in the cast has to talk about how strong they are. They stood up to their dad who didn't like what they were doing, and I'm all like, I'm sorry, in real life, I know some transgender people. Nobody ever says that shit to them. So I'm like, why? I don't understand why you keep doing it every episode on this show.
Because
maybe one's fine, but
they're trying to promote it.
Yeah,
through kids shows, and they're trying to get kids. It's kind of like it's grooming, kind of. If you think about it, isn't it? It's kind of. That's not going to get you demoralized.
Demoralized.
I wouldn't necessarily say it is the G word necessarily. I would say that this is Hollywood pretending to be down with the kids, in their inevitable way, where they think that this is what the kids like because they follow the trends. Hollywood is always chasing trends, and unfortunately, this is one of those trends that has taken over the sanity of the world, or at least the Western world. But it is plugging into that, and as we all know, Hollywood is where trends go to die. So hopefully, this is where we're seeing the tail end of it.
Well, it's the complete inability to write with subtext. So if you're going to have a character with those attributes,
surface level,
then imbue that, then let it simmer under the surface. There's nothing wrong with having a transgender character, but so how are they going to react to something based on their experiences and the changes that they're going through? That is much stronger writing, but they have no idea how to do that. Back when Graham Greene learned how to do screenwriting, they forced him to write an entire movie in subtext form first, which is he said it was about 200 to 300 pages. Then you write the dialogue. Graham Greene, they wouldn't let Graham Greene write a script until they taught him how to write a script. Graham Greene.
Well, they're a bunch of idiots, aren't they?
And so I've tried that. I have written a chunk of a screenplay in subtext, and then when you go to write the actual dialogue, it is so easy. Like, it's unbelievably easy because you know what's in everybody's head. and you choose the most sparse. You purposely you write the most sparse dialogue. It's very cool. It's time consuming.
Very good.
If
Writing
I
tip
may,
there.
going back to Blue Man's movie recommendation, John Orchard for $5. Did I miss that? I thought he sat on the bench and watched her plane take off.
Watch his
That-
plane take off.
I was say that happened, but then, well, the rest of the movie happened. I think there was still another 15, 20 minutes to go. So that did indeed happen, but there was, it came around full circle.
There you go, John
Oh,
follows
there
it
you
up.
go.
Cheers, John. $5. Thank you. You are all correct. I might have not watched it to the end and forgot the ending. Thanks, everyone.
Fair enough.
Thank you, John.
Umbrella Academy fell off the rails too after they had to explain Elliot's change.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Well,
it was.
I mean, the thing is, though,
Uh.
there's a lot of young people talk about this stuff all the time. I mean, my nieces were talking about it over the week, over this weekend when they came to visit me. So it is infiltrating our young,
It is.
all this nonsense. So, I mean, kind of to Hollywood, I guess they kind of have to do this if this is the trend, but they created the trend. So,
Anyway.
I mean, I just think it's all wrong personally.
Chicken and an egg.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
this.
I'm
Oh my
hyped.
Thank you for moving on to something interesting.
This guy makes the same movie all the time, though. He makes. I mean, I do like him, but he just keeps making the same movie. He keeps big stars in there. They do the same thing. And like,
Wes Anderson, everybody. I
Yes.
saw this and it kind of
I
tweaked
saw the
my
trailer
interest.
as well. Tom Hanks is in it, isn't he?
So
I
let me
love
answer
the saturation of this.
Well, let me answer the same thing over and over again. I don't have a problem with it in the same sense that if I go to an art gallery and some well-known painter has done 500 still lifes of flowers, you go through it and you go, okay, I like that one, that one, that one. And it's clear that he would never have gotten to that one really amazing still life without having done the 50 boring ones before it. While I agree with you, there's also something to be said for the fact that you know what you're getting out of a Wes Anderson film, and he's never going to kick you in the nuts. He's always going to be respectful of the audience. But, some of them don't work.
I guess on the other hand, you're kind of right. But I guess on the other hand, you don't grow as a filmmaker if you keep doing the same kind of style. Like, for instance, Spielberg grew as a filmmaker. As far as I'm concerned, he went from fantastical elements to Schindler's List. So he grew as a filmmaker.
And then after that, he hasn't done a single thing.
Well, we can talk about that all day. But with Wes Anderson, right? I think yes, his movies are different, but the style is the same.
Yep.
All the way through. But, I mean, if that's him, that's him. But I just kind of like, when you make something different, because I like him, just please make something slightly different. So I
understand your point. Like take those skills that you have.
Yeah, exactly.
And apply it someplace else. Maybe he's afraid to. What was nice about the trailer was after seeing so much turgid stuff from Tom Hanks, he was actually funny here.
Yeah.
And I went, oh my God, he actually hasn't lost it. Those poor Disney, all that crap on streaming that he's been doing. The only guy with a robot in space, and the only guy with a let's just keep repeating I'm the only guy with a basketball with a face.
Wilson.
Everything's Wilson. How many Wilson movies has he done lately?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I do like him.
I've talked too much.
Who will be going to see this movie?
I'll see this. I didn't even know about this movie.
Yeah, it dropped this week. Yeah,
I might do. I might catch it on stream.
I have zero
I like
interest
Wes
in this.
Anderson.
Zero.
I like him. I think that someone in Princess Fiona in the chat said it best. It's still better than 99% of movies out there. So whatever.
That's not hard though these days.
That is
but only 1% of people are doing it. So I'll still go check it out for sure.
Yeah.
I
I'm
have
intrigued.
no
I want to
interest in this
know
movie.
more. I love the 50s element to it. I love the saturation of the colors. I think it looks
looks great.
Very, very filmic. I love that, and I think the idea looks quite kooky. I like kooky. and I want to see what these aliens look like. As
Yeah.
well. I'm intrigued. I am intrigued.
Speaking
fun.
of
I have to
aliens,
say.
quickly going back to Picard, super chat from
Mm.
Play the High Notes for, I assume these are Australian, $5. I think Jack is a par wraith, and Vladik's hand that talks to her
Lady.
is Vadic's hand that talks to her is Gul Dukat.
I loved her in
That'd be interesting.
Wonder Woman. What?
Just got that one. Just got that one.
He's here all week, everybody.
It's a bit of a
He's here all
stretch.
week. He's here all week. Okay.
Very good.
Shall we move on then? Yes.
I just just talking about the space thing, along with the pitches I made. One other pitch I made was for a movie that was a Ed Wood kind of filmmaker. Do you know what Ed Wood is?
Yep.
He wrote,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
Saved Hitler's
Love that.
Brain, or
Landmine.
whatever. The absolute worst of the worst.
Yeah.
And he is making another one of his alien. It's not Ed Wood, but another one who's like him, making just a terrible alien movie. And in outer space, there's actually a fierce battle going on between two alien races above Earth. And one ship crash lands, and they've got the casting call, and people are like walking on in these terrible fake alien outfits. And two of the aliens show up and are in the casting call. And he goes, well, those are pretty good outfits. Okay, you two. And they actually end up befriending him and taking him up into space. And he starts shooting all his movies really in space. So the production values just go insane. And he even shoots some of the battle, and then he, plays that in the theater, and he becomes a huge hit. So that was the premise. I didn't go much farther than
Great.
that.
Isn't Tom Cruise going to be shooting in space?
Yes, apparently he is, but it's not as funny as my idea. Okay, let's move on. Dumb idea.
Another
Elemental.
No, it sounds great.
Anybody see this trailer for
Yes,
Elemental this
yes.
week?
Yeah,
Pixar,
yeah.
Pixar, Disney. I thought it looked
gonna be
quite
steamy.
okay, but
Romeo and
Probably-
Juliet.
yeah, probably. Did you like it?
I didn't see it, but I mean, fire
but
and
you did,
water
sorry.
is going to create steam. It's Disney. I'm not interested. That's
Catty?
all. I hate Disney.
I
Absolutely
did
hate
see it. I thought it looked kind of medium, in my opinion. It reminded me a lot of Zootopia, just
Yeah, I
with
remember that.
elements, and I did show it to my kids because I got two of them. They are interested in it, especially my daughter. She likes the Fire Girl. So I mean, I'll probably go see it, but I mean, me personally, I thought it was just very medium, and I was like, well, we'll see. But I mean, I don't know.
But
that's my thoughts.
since Disney got involved with Pixar, they've not had a real hit.
No.
That's
Disney's
true.
really
Maybe
destroyed
Like
this is it.
everything
Pixar.
else.
Nope. The Disney Plus dumping ground. They go.
Yeah, it's not good.
What was the movie about the emotions?
That was good. That
Inside
wasn't
Out.
Inside
God,
Out.
I
Reminds
hate
me
that
of
movie.
Inside Out,
Yeah, kind of. It has the same kind of design in it.
and her thighs are way too big.
yeah.
Thick,
Thick thighs.
triple C.
Well, I mean, it's looks complicated. I mean, it's certainly not going to be any Ratatouille.
What was that
Good
last one I
days.
Yeah,
saw?
those days are
Soul.
gone.
I think
Those
Soul
days are
was the
gone.
last one I saw, and it wasn't very good. It was okay, but yeah, do you know they used to make Pixar used to make really good stories and
Lasseter, John
great
Lasseter.
animation. Yeah, but now they just Disney's taken
Yeah.
over. It's just,
They
Well,
got
there's
rid
a
of-
rumor that for cost country. Sorry, oops.
oh dear.
Cost cutting.
Ouch.
That was
Cutting.
completely inadvertent. I did not do that on purpose. Cost cutting purposes, they're going to merge Pixar into Disney Animation and kill off Pixar.
What?
sounds like a plan that Disney would do in it. So
That's the
Sounds like
latest,
another banger
latest
idea.
rumor.
Yeah, anything that makes sense, Disney will do the opposite. It's ridiculous. Disney cop
Yeah.
on.
Here you go, folks, in the chat. MJuke84, Freudian slip there.
Yep. Yep.
Moving on.
So yeah, this movie is mimicking a whole bunch of that Inside Out
Yeah.
kind of look that they established, and I'd love them to go back to Incredibles or Ratatouille or something. That's a bit more. I'm sure I can't say that this isn't a challenging look, but it's kind of surreal and well, I mean, good luck to them. Anything is going to be better than Lightyear.
Yeah.
Well, this looks like female, clever, smart, and male, stupid and wet. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that. But anyway.
And the funny thing is, it's the guy that's water and not the female. The female should be water and just like put out the guy. Yeah, thanks again, dear.
But she's hot.
Yeah, that's true too.
No, it's a gender swap. He's moist, and
Steamy windows.
Yeah. Secret invasion.
Speaking of clever, I think the trailer for this is out tonight. They dropped a poster
It
today.
is. It is.
June
Ready for
21st.
trailer reaction.
That kind of looks okay, but I don't trust Disney at all.
Oh, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. Did anybody read this comic book? Anybody?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I
No.
did. Yeah.
Yes.
I love this comic book. It was so good. It was like a who's who, like who's a Skrull and who's not a Skrull, and that's not what this show is going to be. And it's going to be
can't
bad. It's not. And I'm just like, you guys had such an opportunity, and I know it's not going to be that great. I'm like 100% sure it's not going to be that great. I personally have not liked any of these shows, these Disney Plus shows for Marvel, and this is probably going to be no exception. And I love Samuel L. Jackson and that Kobe Smolder chick, and I even like what's her face from Game of Thrones. But I'm like, I just don't think it's going to be good. And yeah, but I'll watch it because I'm a dupe and everything. So
A dupe. I just think, I mean, if they're sticking with his eye being scratched up by a cat and all that rubbish, just forget it. I'll watch the first episode and see if it takes.
It
If
wasn't
doesn't
a
take, I'm
cat.
out
It
of
was
here. I know.
It was a
I know it
snorg
wasn't a
or
cat.
whatever they called.
Whatever.
It's a
What was it? What was they called it? A flubber? I don't remember. Anyways, it was so stupid. It doesn't even remember.
Yeah.
Stupid is the right term. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
just-
connected to this, if I've done my slides correctly.
It,
here you go.
should be D minus rather than D plus.
Samuel L. Jackson reveals upcoming Disney Plus Secret Invasion series as a political aspect that kind of fits into where we are now.
No.
I can already see where this is
Get
going.
lost.
No.
Yeah, right.
Just watch the trailer.
The only thing I can
See,
think
not
of that
do the
he's referring
politics.
to
Talking
is
over each other.
the only thing I can think of that he's referring to. If we're talking about a political thing that's fitting in where we are right now, like this has to do with identity. And if this goes the route of like gender identity, I'm going to put my head through a wall.
Oh dear,
It's
we
the
don't
only
want
thing I
that
can
to
Oh
think of.
dear.
We don't want that to happen, do we?
No,
I don't know. It might be fun.
It might be fun.
Film
Yeah,
it
I-
first. Make sure. Put it online.
Yeah, they haven't learned their lesson at all, and
Christ.
it's gonna be bad.
When's it
It's
going to
gonna be
stop?
bad.
When's it going to stop?
Disney is
Oh.
really well
Ah.
into this stuff, and you know it's no mistake that Disney took on Doctor Who. They're just going to trash Doctor Who with
Yeah, that's trashed, isn't it?
everything that they are promoting. Religion wise, they're going to stick it all in Doctor Who. It's obvious it's coming. So, and this is not going to be an exception. They're going to stick all the crap in this as well. But I said I watched the first episode, and if it doesn't take, I'm out of here. So there you go.
Make it.
How many more first chances do they get though? You know, I mean,
I don't know.
I just
Million.
don't bother with any. I don't bother with any Disney product at all anymore. I didn't watch season 3. I didn't start to watch season 3 of Mandalorian. I'm not going to watch this. I'm not going to watch the Pixar thing. I am done with Disney. And even with Doctor Who, I mean, it's not technically going to be Disney in the UK, but knowing that level of influence, it's going to definitely infest it with something.
Yeah,
So I'm out, really, I think, at this point.
don't blame you.
There you go, Jim D. 7,000 employees know Disney are about to get bought out.
Is it true about the KK situation with the boss telling her that if Indiana Jones doesn't make enough money, then she's out of there? Is that true? Anyone?
Pass.
I
don't know
hope
the answer
so,
to
but
that
if she
either.
does get fired, hashtag Doomcock was right is on its way.
No,
Yeah.
not Brian says she will leave in a pine box. That's the only
Oh,
way
dear.
she's leaving. Anyway,
Apparently, she wanted to reshoot again, and the boss said to her, "Well, we'll use your million that your what is it? The million that she's getting. We'll use that money to reshoot if you want to reshoot." So I don't know. I was just hearing different things on different live streams about it and stuff like that. So I don't know whether to believe it or not, though. So
I have listened to the rumors of her departure for 2+ years.
exactly.
And I actually stopped listening to certain streamers that was their main
Yeah.
storyline
Mm.
because I went, dear Lord, I when she's gone, she'll be gone at some point, but I don't care until she's absolutely gone.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the damage is already done anyway. So even if she did leave, I mean, who are they going to replace it with? Someone even worse, possibly.
they
You know,
don't
so-
believe there's any damage been done internally.
No,
The
which is
you know,
crazy.
they're on a crusade to change the world and tell all the creators out
'Cause
there
they know
who
better.
actually made the original IPs that you were wrong. You should never have come up with this stuff to begin with, but we're going to change it.
It's so sanctimonious. It's so preachy. They in the ivory tower, and you just look at how the shenanigans behind the scenes at Hollywood are, and you think, well, who are you to morally be superior to anybody when you know you've housed so many criminals? Quite honestly,
Right.
There's no other way to put it.
Yeah.
It's a joke. You know,
I'm
I'm
Duke.
tired of it.
Their farts smell so amazing. How can they possibly be wrong?
Mm.
Anyway, let's move on.
There's a culture of progressivism that's always been in Hollywood.
Mhm.
The difference is that you had filmmakers like Sidney Lumet and Norman Jewison that could create progressive movies about progressive
But
subjects
Lemmings are progressive. You know?
and make them entertaining. I mean, you can't tell me In the Heat of the Night isn't a fantastic film.
Yeah, it's a great
Right.
movie.
Right. Yeah.
But you knew what the premise was, and you
Yeah.
knew, they weren't hiding the social activism in it,
Mm.
but it's a great film by a very good filmmaker and phenomenal actors.
Yeah, brilliant actors.
I think it's what you said, which was Chado, which was that like before people could write subtext and they can show don't tell, and now that's the entire point of the movie or the show.
That's all they say. They just tell everybody what they're thinking, and one of the worst demonstrations of that was Discovery, Star Trek Discovery, where all I was thinking of, it's like, what, 33,000 years in the future, or whatever it is. I can't remember whatever the dates are in this damn show. But I'm thinking, don't you think they would have solved all these social issues that they wouldn't be talking about them? That's exactly what they
Right.
would
Good
be
points.
talking about.
Very good
Because
points.
by then they will have already completely solved it. Why are you still talking about it?
Also, what would they make of Tootsie if they made it today? How would they?
Oh,
Problematic. That's what.
I love Tootsie.
method.
Tootsie's so good.
I love
Here
it.
you go,
It's
folks. The bank of Hostman Socrates, HK47, $5. KK is like my ex-wife, clings on like a tick, even though it's over.
Whoa! One of the contestants
Yowza.
in RuPaul's Drag Race has come out recently and said that straight men should not dress in drag.
Really?
What?
Yes,
Yeah, probably.
Isn't-
What?
Then they don't understand drag.
so because it's offensive to drag queens. No, I'm not kidding you not. I kid you not. This individual.
There is only one drag act that matters in the entire
only one
universe,
queen
and
of
he
this
passed away
channel.
last week.
I performed. I was with the Frantics. We performed on the same bill as a drag act called The Great Imposters, and they were reasonably funny on stage, but backstage, what a show! The bitch fest was so funny. You're howling with laughter. Oh my god, these guys were
Lily
so
Savage.
funny. Savage.
Lily Savage was
Savage.
Lily. Have you ever heard of Lily Savage, Paul?
No.
Check out Lily Savage on
Lily
YouTube.
Savage.
The funniest drag act
and whoever-
that ever existed.
I
R.I.P.
loved working with
Okay.
those
It's not
guys.
good.
Here you go, folks.
Yeah, whoever's-
Tim, I like saying this. Hannah Bomb.
Lily
Let's not get
Savage.
dragged
Got all
down.
the homework.
Very good. Very good.
They control
Matty,
you. The
comment,
chat
and then we're going to
controls
move on,
you.
mate.
Oh no, we can move on. It's okay.
Okay.
Way of Avatar, the Way of Water writer is going to write Fantastic Four.
I couldn't
it's
think of
gonna
a
be-
worse person to write the Fantastic Four.
Who's
'cause
looking forward
Avatar
to
Way of the
this?
Water was absolute. The script was absolute nonsense. It really
It
was.
looked great, though.
Oh,
Yeah, it looked
God.
good, but the script's nonsense. It really was.
No.
I don't even-
Matt,
I
no.
don't even know
No.
if they can. I don't even know if they could do this movie now because it's like how do you present Marvel's the first family? Yeah, how do you
Yeah.
present them now that we've already got all these great characters and then we trash them and then now you present these people? I don't understand how it's going to work, and I don't know. I didn't see Way of Water. So I don't know about this Friedman person, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not looking forward to this. I don't know if you guys read the comic books, but
Oh yeah.
I did as
Re-
well.
I
Well,
grew up with the
recently-
Fantastic Four. You know, they were my
well,
favorite
recently-
comic book as a kid.
No, not
yeah,
recently.
well, recently, what's his
terrible
face? The
novels,
guy that wrote Dan Slott. He really put a number on him. So I don't know if they're going to do more recent Fantastic Four, but they suck. So I don't know. I have no faith in anything Marvel.
I hate Dan Slott's.
Yeah, I
writing.
have no faith. Yeah, he
Dan,
sucks. But
Dan's the series on She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, was fantastic.
I agree with you.
Great.
That's the only. That is. I agree with you
Fantastic
100%. Yeah, that is the only thing that he's written at Marvel that I actually like. Everything else is garbage.
I
That's the
will
only
take
thing.
your word for it.
The only
Yeah,
thing in the comic books I ever liked of Fantastic Four, because I always thought they were super corny, was Jonathan Hickman's run. He made Doctor Doom.
Oh, I
to
haven't read
me,
it yet.
like the greatest villain in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
And I actually took Reed Richards seriously. He did a really great job. I don't think they have the guts to actually go that route.
They're not going to go
because-
that route.
No, because it's not this comedic bull crap that they like to do. It's actually serious. That's why it was good. He actually took the characters seriously and wanted to write a really great tale. There are 2 omnibus versions of those collected editions that everyone should pick up. They're legitimately fantastic, and I don't even like the Fantastic Four.
Well, I agree
I
with you.
love the
Fantastic
Fantastic
Four in the era that I was reading comic books, which was the late 60s, early 70s, when comic books were 12 cents each. And earlier. The Fantastic Four was kind of a third tier Marvel comic, honestly. And except when they hit the Galactus run, which was maybe the finest, for me, the finest story arc in comic book history. Especially when the Silver Surfer took Ben Grimm's girlfriend away and they fell in love, and he was the angel that was the power was taken away from him and he fell to earth. I mean, the parallels and the stories, and it was not funny. There was no joking around. Galactus was a serious threat, and there was just nothing they could do. It's one of the finest of all comic book series, and they kind of screwed it up in whatever the second or third movie.
Oh yeah,
this is
the Chris
second.
Columbus one.
Third one.
Yeah,
they needed to
I think honestly they need to do an animated series. I think it's more suited towards animation than I would say to a filmic universe. I just think it would lend itself much better if they did a really good animated series.
Well, in any
of
case,
the
they don't have the
Fantastic
guts
Four.
to do it properly or to do it
Yeah.
justice.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to make
It'd have to
it,
be diverse.
they have to look at it in a different way, and they're going to have to. I'd go back to the original material. Yeah, the stories were corny and stuff like that. They flew in their bathtub at one point, didn't they? He made his bathtub.
Oh, I love
fly.
that.
And stuff.
I love
But,
that.
you know, but the
the
thing is,
Fantastic Four car.
the reason why I like Fantastic Four so much is because I like the characters, especially the Thing. When I was a kid reading it in the
Oh
70s,
yeah,
the Thing always used to make me laugh, always. And
I hated Reed.
Yeah, Reed's a bit of an egghead, yes, got to admit. But it was the Thing for me. The Thing made me laugh so much, and he was powerful as well. And I really liked his character, you know. But they're not going to give us that. They're just going to give us rubbish. They're going to make the Thing black or something like that, and what's her name on binary or whatever, and all that rubbish. That's what they're going to do.
Maybe
to
it'll
it,
be
you know?
since it's supposed to be about family. What it'll be is about accepting Johnny being gay or something.
Yeah, and all that rubbish. Yeah,
Flame on.
And which YouTuber was it that said this is the Marvel universe where we get Riri Williams before we get Doctor Doom? It's like,
Yep,
that's really screwed up.
But you know what, guys? The Fantastic Four should have been introduced when they introduced Miss Marvel, right at the very end of the
They
what was
couldn't.
that? The war. Or is it the one before Endgame? What was that one called again?
That was Captain Marvel, but they could not.
Infinity War.
They had
Infinity
just-
Wars.
I think
Infinity
they had
War.
finally closed the
Infinity
deal.
Wars, yeah.
Yes, but
Bombs.
in a perfect world, he should have been calling the Fantastic Four at the end instead of Miss Marvel, shouldn't he? In a perfect world,
I agree.
that would have been awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I have pitched that.
Well,
everybody who's doing comic book movies should just take a Valium, forget about all the arcs that they're creating. And in one of my videos recently, I said they should just come down to street level and make much more personal superhero movies and cut the
Less
special
CGI.
effects budgets by
Yeah, I saw that,
2/3.
Yeah.
Ant-Man was absolutely the wrong character to introduce the latest Marvel
Be cheaper.
arc. Well, no, yeah, and cheaper is important. I mean,
And better.
there has, apart from the odd DC superhero movie, none of them has made more than $700 million. So you got to go, well, got to make it for about 150 million, and then maybe we'll make some money on this. I mean, there's a financial imperative to scale these things down.
Bigger
He
folks,
Grim, nice.
George W. The Thing's pronouns are he Grim.
Like it.
Brilliant.
That's
Well
good.
done, George.
Bravo.
So they
Okay.
are terrified about messing this up because they have two properties to go: X-Men and
Yeah.
Fantastic
It's
Four.
messed up already, boys.
Oh, I
and
know,
girls.
but that's why it keeps
So-
getting pushed back and pushed around.
I know.
They're terrified of this.
I know you guys love stuff like this, and it's a shame you're going to be disappointed.
I
Yeah.
got Spider-Man. I am good. I am super satisfied with the conclusion of No Way Home. If they don't make another Spider-Man for like 20 years, I don't even care. I got what I want out of
Yeah.
superheroes. I'm ready to take a break.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
This was to do with the Victoria Alonso malarkey.
And what is this about?
Basically, they said they didn't. The directors they hired, they were just basically told from the studios what to do effectively. So
Oh,
they
no,
don't-
they're
Makes
rudderless.
sense.
What a surprise.
yeah,
Only recently. I mean, the brothers when they directed Winter Soldier, they were definitely in charge of that. But only recently.
Russo brothers. Yeah.
yeah. So
Well, what did the Russos go on to do? Let me think. What did they, I guess they fell off this earth? No, was it? No, geez, what was it they did? Really hard to think of what they did after leaving Marvel Disney. Only won an Academy Award.
But what's her name? Who's the one that directed the Inhumans? Not the Inhumans. What's that stupid? one?
Internals.
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 She didn't really direct that film at all.
No way.
No, yeah. She's
No,
just-
Dr. Oz will be doing the internals.
So you go, Hostman. Chat's going mad tonight. Here you go, Hostman. Sam Raimi did not direct Multiverse of
He did a
Madness.
bit. But
There
they
was some-
changed it all, didn't they?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
definite
Studio
studio
interference.
interference.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
MJ filmed by committee.
He
Comedy.
said it's hard to tell. It's hard to direct a movie when you don't know the ending. That's what he said in one interview. So there you go. Wasn't in
Yeah.
charge at all, was he?
Yeah.
It's hardly surprising, though, is it really?
That's
It's
why they
not.
all look so crap, because they're all, you can guess what's going to happen at the end, and it's just.
Do you think was it Endgame? That was the last one where we had proper
Yeah.
directors, and even then, the studio were trying to interfere with them, and they said no. The Russo
Well,
brothers.
they did. The Russo brothers did agree with the woman thing in it. When all the women came together, they did. And what is one of them gay? I think one of them's gay. I can't remember which one.
I thought one of them
Was
just
it both
played
of
a
them
gay
are?
character.
No. I think one of them is. I'm not sure.
One of
But,
the Russos?
Yeah. Are the Russos gay?
I don't
No,
care.
I think you're
Okay.
you confuse them with the Wachowskis.
Yeah, the Wachowskis. are-
Mixing them up with them, I guess. but yeah, I mean, they don't. I mean, they really were in charge of the last two, definitely. So the other directors that followed, this new one didn't.
Do I look like Justin Long? I've gotten this my
Yeah.
entire life. Do I
Yeah,
really?
no, you do.
That really sucks because I think Justin Long's ugly.
Now that you said that, that's all I can see now.
You don't
I
look like
think we're
Justin Long.
I think we're moving on, folks.
Justin Long.
Well, what do each of us look like?
You were in
Everyone thinks
Die
I'm
Hard.
Chevy Chase.
Oh goodness.
If it makes you feel better, I get Chris Kattan all the time, and I'm all like, man. I was like, all right, I'll take.
No,
it, I
you're
guess.
now. I would say you're a thinner version of what's the Broadway actor? What's
I don't know.
he sounds
Oh,
like?
yeah, him. I can't remember his name. Yeah.
I've gotten Jared Leto before too, but
No,
but a lot of
no.
everybody says Chris Kattan. Like I
No,
get that.
not
the most.
Chris
I've,
Kattan. Is
I've
that-
gotten Justin Long since high school.
I'll have
so,
to think of.
half my
I get,
life.
I get Brad Pitt, young Brad Pitt all the time.
I see it. I see it.
Right then, guys. So,
Right.
Mando, all roads lead to
Oh, for God's
merchandising.
sakes. Look at that. That's silly.
Yeah, it looks silly's the best word for this. It looks so silly.
Oh my god!
I wish they would have gotten rid of Grogu and just
yes.
kept him away. Just like I like the character, but like I wish they would have just kept him away and had like the season without Grogu in it.
But
And that stupid jumping.
is this a fan thing or is this really in the show?
I think it's somebody's done an AI
Yeah, there must
Yeah.
render. Looks like an AI render, but it wouldn't surprise me if it goes to that. He's got his medal thing.
Yeah,
Well, when
'cause you get that
AI
huge-
does a better job than Disney, I mean,
Probably.
it's not a good sign, really.
Yeah, where's that huge ass coin that he had the last episode? That big coin that like went across his whole chest. It was like the Captain
previous
America
one, yeah, it's like, I
shield
don't
on his
get it.
chest. I was like,
I'm going
yeah,
to.
that was
give
like
you
I was
this
like,
coin.
yeah, this is your armor. Your armor is huge, dude.
Here you go, folks. Dan Golayasak, is it? So sick of Grogu now. Yeah, I think we all are.
Yeah.
He's cute, but we are getting a bit sick.
Mm.
So we'll move
I
on.
agree. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Reboot time, folks.
Again?
Obviously, Amazon have bought everything.
But why again?
So here we go. RoboCop.
The first reboot didn't work.
Because that's what they do. You know who they are and what they do. This is what they do. But I have to be honest with you. I really liked Peacemaker, and I thought John Cena was good
So
in
did
it.
I.
So I would be down with this only because I love RoboCop. So I would totally and Amazon, if it's something like Reacher or that Chris Pratt show.
Yeah.
If it's something like that, but RoboCop, I'm down. I'm down with the sickness. So I
Oh,
say give it to
also,
me.
His costume's so iconic, and when they remade it, they made it
Yeah.
all black, and it just looked like
Yeah.
crap, didn't it?
So bad.
Can
Yeah.
they
And they
just
kept
not,
his
um,
hand.
Yeah.
Could they just not deep
Yeah.
fake Peter Weller and just get him to do the voice?
Well, here's the thing: you're remaking a classic. Like, there's no reason to remake a classic, and it's more than just a good story. It's satire, so it's not remaking this kind of movie is pointless and stupid, and it's going to be bad. You cannot.
How
remake
about
this kind of
taking a
movie.
risk and How about taking a risk and making something new?
I'm not making
Ooh.
it. Yeah.
Oh, because you don't have the talent anymore. You got rid of them all. I forgot.
Well, I mean,
Oh, it's
they're going to
ridiculous.
dumb it down so they can sell the toy, right? That's what they're going to do.
Yeah, that worked
Yeah.
with RoboCop 3 back in the early 90s.
Yeah, they dumbed it down. Yeah.
That worked out really well. It was a massive bomb, and no one bought the toys. All went in the landfill. Good job, guys. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
RoboCop is one of my top
And
three
what,
films.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's so good. So good.
Well, the
Weller
part
is
of it-
involved. Go ahead. You go
Who's
ahead.
involved?
Weller is involved. What's his face? That played the
Oh.
original RoboCop. He's
Peter
going
Weller.
to be Peter Weller. Thank you. He's going to be like, from what I read from the article, he is going to be the mentor to this new character that is going to be the new RoboCop.
Okay.
And he's going to be
It's a soft reboot.
He's
Are they
gonna
going to
be-
embarrass our RoboCop? And
this is
neuter him?
from from what I read from the article that I read was that he's going to be a soldier that is injured in Afghanistan. He is going to be given the RoboCop armor. He is going to be a protege of the first RoboCop, and this will be a sequel from RoboCop 1. I'm not sure if they're going to get rid of RoboCop 2 and 3.
There you go.
But
Can you fly, Bobby?
Can you fly, Bobby boy?
Can you fly, Bobby?
The thing that was successful with RoboCop and actually one of my favorite films, you'll argue this, Starship Troopers, is
Oh, I love
Verhoeven's
that film.
the not the backstory, the subtext of making fun of American exceptionalism.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep.
Both of those films, you watch it with with most people who get the Lena Riefenstahl gag in Starship Troopers, and I'm going, oh my God, they're paralleling Hitler, and other people. Well, I don't know who Lena Riefenstahl is, and RoboCop was just a wonderful parody of consumerism.
Yeah.
And the mere fact that they hired that wonderful actor who was always playing a good guy, and then they made him the bad guy.
Dick Jones?
Ronnie
yeah,
Cox.
Dick Jones. Yeah,
Ronnie
Ronnie
Cox.
Cox.
No,
Cox.
he was the head of the corporation.
Yeah, Ronnie
Oh,
Cox.
Dan
Ronnie Cox.
O'Leary.
Ronnie
Oh,
Cox.
that played the old
O'Leary.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah, Ronnie
Ronnie
Cox.
Cox was a brilliant hire because he'd always been known in the United States as always played nice characters, and he just loved dipping into this.
Yeah.
You did.
So
I mean, if you're
you're not going to get
if
that in
you're-
any of the new.
I wouldn't
RoboCops.
buy
You're
that
not
for
gonna
$1.
get
I
that.
mean,
I do like RoboCop.
it's ironic,
gun.
isn't it, that you're doing a film about a satire on consumerism, and here you are producing a cash grab.
There you go.
I mean, unless they're self-referential in the film about doing that, then it's pointless, and it goes completely against the grain.
Remember, Amazon bought MGM, and that's why they're making this.
Well, I mean,
Ah.
RoboCop was about him trying to find his humanity again, wasn't it? That's, I mean, him trying to remember who he was, and then at the ending, he does remember who he is and he accepts who he is and stuff like that. So, how are we going to bring this forward though? If it's a sequel to the original RoboCop,
Don't know.
I don't understand.
We'll give the final word to Jim D. Bitches leave. Such a great movie. Just leave it.
I
alone.
heard
there is
a
a
hilarious anecdote
film-
about that from I think it was one of Drinker's streams once when he was discussing it with a huge RoboCop fan. They were discussing that movie and that scene where he's yelling "bitches leave."
Yeah.
He apparently didn't know that bitches like in America was
It's offensive,
derogatory.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
it was offensive.
Yeah.
So he was like, when he was setting up the scene and everything, he was telling, like, okay, you go over here and bitches, you do this, all right, bitches.
Yeah,
You go
yeah.
I know. Unbelievable. But anyway. Okay, let's move on.
Dick, you're fired. There you go. You're fired.
Dungeons and Dragons is out this week, and I don't know.
No thanks.
Is it going to be a sleeper hit? This I don't know.
No, thank you. Can't be asked.
People have the reviews I've read is it's fun, it's silly. Just go watch it. Turn your brain off. You'll enjoy yourself.
The exit scores are good.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about going to see it tonight. So
It's people may be thinking it's so bad. Let's go see it. But
The one thing that might be telltale is there was fairly massive drop from Saturday to Sunday.
right, okay,
That could be a telltale sign that there's no legs.
okay. So we're probably going to see next week then, aren't we? Really? But will word of mouth perhaps?
It
sell
would
a
have
little
to
bit
have
more?
like
Maybe.
25-30% drops every week. That's just not going to happen.
Can't we just have?
Oh,
Can't
go
we
ahead,
just have a
Doug.
movie of the cartoon? Can't we just have a movie?
oh,
of
I
the
love that
Can we
cartoon.
just
I
not have
love that cartoon.
I want that. I want that film. That's what I want.
My nieces just wanted
Sorry,
to see
carry
it
on.
because of that guy on the right. Apparently, he's
Regé Jean Page.
fanciable. Yeah, fanciable.
Not
apparently.
Captain Kirk.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
No,
he's
not
good
Captain
looking,
Kirk.
but he is not a good actor. I do not think he's a good actor, or at least what I've
And
seen him in. I've only seen him in 2 things, so maybe
everybody
he's
was
good
trying
in
to
this.
scream and say that he should play the next Bond. They were saying, I remember at one point.
You go
No,
Melvin
he's not a
deeply.
good actor.
I think Chris Pine's all right in most things. He did good in Robert the Bruce film.
Mm.
Yeah, I like
Scottish
Chris
film. He's in a Scottish film.
Apparently so.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen that film. Oh, I like Chris Pine. I think he's a good actor, but Chris Pine
Yeah,
is
I do
not.
as well.
He doesn't bring in the audiences. Like that's the thing with
No, he doesn't.
he's like what's that face? That other
personality
blonde
void.
kid that was in yeah, you know that kid that was in Blade Runner 2042 or whatever. What's his name? I can't think of it off the top of my head. Yeah, it's like him. He always brings in about 11 million every movie that he does. I feel like Chris Pine's the same way. He doesn't bring in the audience, so it's like
Chris
he's
Pine,
he's not a draw.
Hey, Chris Pine brings in the buyers in the marketplace. He because his name was connected with Star Trek. So if you put Chris Pine in your film, all the lower end countries will buy it, all the other end countries will buy it, and that's the worth of Chris Pine, and also Ryan Gosling as well. That's the worth. But when it comes to theatrical releases and people rushing to the cinema because Chris Pine is in it, no, that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, so that's why you hire them. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see. I think that's going to be. We'll find out next weekend. So if it's got legs, so let's move on.
Why?
When are they still making this? How many years have they been making this now? Aquaman.
Can't be asked.
Have they decided whether or not she's still in it or is she out of it? I don't see how they can make money on this.
In
she's
a nutshell,
still
they're
in
trying
it.
to avoid the disaster of Shazam.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Can I just say though, I have cognitive dissonance. This movie is going to be so good. I cannot wait for this movie. I love Aquaman. He's my favorite character. Aquaman is my favorite character since I was a little kid. I am looking so forward to this movie. I don't care. Yeah, I just don't, and I love Jason Momoa. He's great too, so I'm excited for this movie. I just love Aquaman. So it's already good in my mind, but I think it's just because I have cognitive dissonance. So,
Matt,
did
you watch Shazam? The second one.
I did.
With your
I
kids?
liked it. I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah, so I took my son to go see it.
I'm not going to go and see it. Right? Just I don't care about spoilers. After
Spoilers.
So, did Wonder Woman kiss him at the end or something to bring him back to life or something like that?
She did not kiss him.
Right.
She did bring him back to life, though.
Right.
And yeah, I thought it was fine. I mean, it made sense to the movie because, she's a god or half a god and, he's got the power of the gods kind of thing. It made sense. I can see why it didn't do that great because the bad guys, I'm like, who wants to see the daughters of Atlas as the big baddie? Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I know... Matt did not like it. Totally understandable, but I did like it. So, and me and my son had a good time. And
good.
Yeah.
Probably, are you available to read a chat, please, from MJuke84?
It's Ocean Mayang, take me by the hand.
Very good.
I'm so sorry for that.
Paul, do you know any kind of inside information about this film? Is it as bad as everybody?
Well, so far, my understanding is that the testing has not gone well at all. but it was not because of Amber Heard. It had more to do with the fact that it was ultra woke.
Ooh.
From a ecological standpoint. It was a very, very hardcore shoving the ecological message down everybody's throats. So that's my understanding. And they said it was boring. Some people have mentioned that they actually walked out of the tests screening part way through because they were so utterly bored.
Man,
That's awesome.
Disney
sign.
is screwing everything.
No,
Really are.
It's not Disney though.
This is
by the way.
DC.
DC.
Stop that.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
DC is screwing. It's DC, isn't it?
Well, they're all the
let's move
same.
on. This is the legacy stuff that Gunn has to deal with and just sweep
Yes.
off and hopefully move on.
He does indeed.
But it's going to hurt. All this is going to hurt, whatever he's trying to do.
This was in the news this week.
Oh my God.
Friends is apparently offensive to people. Now.
Good.
Yeah,
Let
good.
them
Be offended. Be offended. Yeah, be offended.
I was
Did
always
anybody like-
offended by anyone liking Friends. So
I hated Friends with a passion.
I never watched it. Well,
I've only seen
by
a handful of
accident did I watch it.
episodes.
Hated it. So predictable. And,
I didn't mind it. I thought it was funny.
Yeah. What I saw wasn't bad. I had a good time
Ugh.
watching it. It's just one of those fun like '90s shows. I don't
Yes.
understand why it would be offensive now. It's
Because people
what,
are
because
mad
there's no
today.
black people. Who cares? Who cares? It's still a good show.
Everyone
It's still-
has to be offended now.
You go,
Yeah.
Jim likes it.
Yes.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I didn't watch all of them, but the ones I did see made me laugh. So
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I've only seen I'll say 10 of them, and each one I liked every episode. I would watch this whole series if I had time.
do you know what I think is the best American sitcom is Frasier.
Cheers.
thought
I
Frasier
love
was
Frasier.
Absolutely
Cheers.
brilliant.
Cheers! I love Cheers.
Frasier's good.
Frasier's so good. I love Cheers too.
Soap.
I love all
Soap.
those.
That was
Soap
another
was
one.
excellent.
Oh, Soap, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Billy
excellent.
Crystal
Love
is
Soap.
was it
Benson.
gay? Yeah, Billy Crystal was gay, and it was probably one of the first gay characters in the American.
Married
screen, I
with
think.
Children
really
was.
Yeah,
I
Married
love
with
Married with
Children's another
Children.
fantastic-
Oh,
yeah, it's
I love
great.
that
that
show.
was
yeah.
edgy at the time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That was great.
Here you go, folks. The Bank of Hostman Socrates, HK for $75. Thank you, sir. Friends isn't even funny. White Lotus is funnier. Frasier is the greatest of all time.
It is.
Frasier is
It
really
is.
good.
I
I
watched
don't know if you
every
guys
episode. Every episode. And thought
are any of you
all
excited
great.
about
No.
Oh, it's
I'm
coming
sorry,
back,
I didn't
isn't
mean
it?
to interrupt you, Ian. I apologize. It is, but it is, and they just got what's his face to come back on, his brother to sign on to it. So
Oh,
I'm all
really?
like, yeah. So
wow.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna watch it because I'm kind of excited for it because I love Frasier so much, but I'm afraid they're gonna ruin it and then I'll hate Frasier because I'm like all roads lead to this nonsense. So I don't know. We'll see though, but I love Frasier.
Apparently-
It's so good.
They got
Apparently-
Nicholas.
Nicholas
Nicholas-
Lyndhurst
Nicholas-
is in
Oh,
it.
he's
yeah.
in
Lyndhurst, yeah.
Yeah, so apparently
Here you go,
he's in it.
folks. Melvin D, please super chat for £5. Proper money, thank you, sir. They have the right to be offended. It toughens them up for when I tell them to off.
Yeah, yeah, suck it.
Get them based. Yep.
Suck it.
Idiot.
I hate the world we live in.
I know,
I think we're all
it's stupid.
burning in. We're all burning. Hooligan S3 for $10. Thank you, sir. Just a post-sanity woke apology tour by Hollywood types attempting to stay relevant. Didn't one of the creators?
Because when this all blows over, it's just going to look ridiculous, and they're just going to look even
Yeah,
more stupid
yeah.
than they actually are.
Didn't one of the creators of the program donate a lot
She
of
apologized.
Yeah.
Yes.
She apologized for the show she created.
Oh my!
It was
Why
like
not?
$4
Yeah,
million
nothing to
or
apologize
something.
for.
Yeah.
Nothing to apologize for. Stupid.
Yeah, well, you made a good show.
Oh
Why
no!
be
White people
why be
talking to
sad?
each other and living together. Oh, you can't have
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Oh my god!
yeah. It's
Yeah,
so
friends.
weird.
It
It's
doesn't
so
happen.
Okay,
Never
let's move on.
happens.
Please point out a recent successful woke enabled show, movie, event, IP. Please point one out
Right.
to me.
Chats,
Weird. Yeah.
question. Anything woke that's been good?
Yep. And anything.
The boys. That's not.
Oh, that's
I
a
don't
good
think that's
point.
I think like just because there are
Oh.
some elements doesn't mean like it is the
Yeah.
point. So
And-
like certain things can have the elements, but it doesn't necessarily make it what I would consider like a woke movie.
and we have to be. I've pondered the notion of ghosts, woke ghosts, and some things are just because there's a gay character doesn't mean it's a woke show. We have to be really
Right.
vigilant about not labeling
Right.
everything woke just because there might be some modern trappings in it. That's disingenuous.
I agree.
I don't think nobody in the chat can come up with anything. There was a
Yeah, what-
sniff. There was a
What
sniff
was the
of
last
ball.
big IP? Harry Potter was the last monster IP.
Yeah.
Can
love
can
Harry
anyone
Potter.
name a more recent IP of that magnitude
No.
No.
Moving
created
on.
by a short, straight Scottish?
This, I'm such a fan of the X Files. I am not
I
going to be
love the
watching this
X-Files.
trash.
X-Files
Yeah.
are coming back, folks. Rebooted. It's
By
going to
Ryan
be
Coogler.
diverse.
Not gonna be
Is he-
watching this
is-
trash.
Is he going to be writing this? Because I'm not. I'm already not interested in it if Ryan Coogler's involved. Because I'm sorry, the guy can't even write a check, let alone a movie script. So I'm not interested in anything that he has. To
I don't believe
offer
people write
as far
checks
as
these
this
days.
Oh, he
Yeah.
did, but he doesn't know how to fill one out correctly. So I mean, yeah, I'm fine with, and again, back to kind of what Paul said. I'm fine with having diversity. There's nothing wrong with having diversity in a cast. That doesn't mean it's woke. But I mean, Ryan Coogler, if you watch his stuff, it's like, there are things said in there that are just like, you're like, all right, I got it. So
But if he's-
I don't
if
know.
he-
We'll see.
If he's going to do it and he's going to have Mulder and Scully in it, and Mulder's going to be black or Scully's going to be black and stuff like that, that's where I draw the line. I do not
Gingercide.
believe in race swapping at all. I don't believe in it. Sorry.
I agree. They should just do like a sequel series,
Well,
kind of like.
Did anybody enjoy? When it came back for those 2 seasons, did anybody enjoy those?
watch it.
No.
Kind of.
They were
I didn't.
they were okay.
Paul,
No.
thoughts on that?
And-
No.
I think it's really hard to go back because a hit show is a function of its time, the accidents, the people that they gathered together.
Yeah, agreed.
First of all,
The zeitgeist.
The zeitgeist. It's people have to understand that the fact that anything actually makes it is a miracle, and the pieces that were all the threads that were pulled to create that particular tapestry of its time is of its time. It's why my comedy group, The Frantics, we decided not to go back and just redo old stuff again, because we had our moment and it was a fantastic time and we don't want to embarrass ourselves. This is just embarrassing. And you know what? What's funny is, because I am a person of the network TV era, we would never have done this. We would have just ripped it off and come up with something that is kind of sort of like it.
Yeah.
Like look at
Fringe.
Matt Helm was
Yeah.
a copy
James Bond.
of
Bond.
the Hawaiian show with Tom Selleck. Not
What?
not
Magnum.
Matt Helm. Matt. Oh, can't remember the show. But anyway, there's a the Tom Selleck show on Hawaii. What was that called?
Magnum.
Hawaii 5-0.
Yeah.
PI.
Magnum PI. Magnum PI. So I can't remember the network. I think it might have been ABC. Hired a guy that looked like Tom Selleck, put him together with a woman, and created this show called Matt Houston.
Matt Houston, of course.
Matt Houston. It was a copy of the show. That's
But he
what
was in
network-
Houston.
That's what networks did at the time.
Lee Horsley.
Yeah. Yes. Correct. And it was a charming show.
It was. It had
It was-
the girl from Buck Rogers who played
Yes.
Princess Adala. She was
Yeah.
gorgeous. Yeah. she
And,
was
I
and
remember
the
that.
thing is, after the first season where it was very copycatty, they found their own rhythm.
Mm.
So that's what networks did of its time. Now they're so bereft of talent and of ideas, they can't even copycat. They're just They're just putting it into the photocopier and trying to get the same thing. This is what's so stupid is, and back then we thought that was creatively bankrupt to make these
Yeah.
copycat shows. But no, we were genius.
Yeah, it's a different world.
Let's
isn't
not
it?
forget
Comparison.
X-Files. It's Fox, isn't it?
Yes.
And Fox is owned
Was
by
bought by
Disney. Disney.
Yeah,
Oh.
Fox Mulder.
So it's Disney, folks.
Disney Mulder.
And we shot it in Vancouver. Are they going to shoot it in Vancouver?
Well, they shot the first 3 seasons in Vancouver, didn't they,
Correct.
originally? And then they moved to LA, didn't they? Because
Because he didn't like it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He didn't like all that fresh pine scent.
No, do you know what the real reason was? That actually they said it on is it Letterman or one of those chat shows, was because Gillian Anderson's hair would take ages to do because of the climate in Vancouver. So her hair would take ages and they get really pissed off. So that's one of the reasons why they moved it. So they moved it to LA so her hair could be done faster. Apparently.
Yeah, less moisture.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah.
But her skin was fabulous here.
It was, wasn't it? It was.
Okay, so
Anyways, yeah, this is
let's leave it
bullshit
alone.
and
Yeah, let's leave it alone.
Dead in the water. Yeah.
Who's this fella? Oh, it's
Tehran.
yeah.
Yeah, Taron Egerton. He says there's one. Was it Matthew Vaughn and himself are gonna try and do one more Kingsman, and then that's it.
They're not bad. I didn't see the last few though. I like the first.
They were
one.
great. The last one was really good. The
was it?
prequel one.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a sequel to
Yeah,
that one actually.
I haven't seen.
Yeah, I
it.
agree. I've liked all of them. I thought I liked all of them, especially that
Well, that
last
was-
one. That last one was really good.
There was a
Wow,
new
that
IP
was
there.
great.
The Kingsman had a nice run.
Mm.
It did.
I really
Yeah, they
enjoyed
just
the Kingsman
in the second one
films.
they just
Oh
killed
yeah.
right on. Yeah,
Isn't he?
Yeah, they just killed
isn't
off
he
everyone.
playing? There's like a TV show about the man who created Tetris.
Yes.
Isn't he in that?
Yes, I just reviewed it.
Tetris,
Hank Rogers. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
it's a fun small show. It's
Okay.
it's not a big deal, but it's a thoroughly fun, especially if you're a video gamer, and it's a nice compact show which makes fun of the Maxwells,
Oh, okay.
Which-
Cool.
who
Yeah, I
cannot
do wanna
enjoy
see
making
it.
fun of the Maxwells. I think it's worth.
Oh, I haven't watched your video. I haven't watched your video on that yet because
It was all
I'm
right.
quite looking forward to watching it. So yeah, I'm going to watch it.
Here you go,
Yeah,
folks.
Compared to the Red Notice, it's not a waste of your time, I think.
I like
here you go,
it.
folks. Channel favourites, Velma Dinklage in the chat. Kingsman is the new unwoke Bond. Yeah.
I dread
Yeah,
what they're
I
gonna
love
do.
Yeah, it's got
Yeah.
that campiness to it. It's really over the top and
Yeah,
campy.
it's great.
and-
I love Kingsman.
I was having this discussion about Bond actually, saying that if they rebooted it, what they should do is set it back in the 1960s and get some of that
Nice.
cachet to it.
They
I
won't
think
do
would
that.
be
I love that
the best
idea.
thing to do.
They won't do that.
Hey,
I know they won't do that.
Well, they
They
killed
should
him,
do.
so it doesn't
I
matter.
know they won't, but they should.
Women with
Perfect
hips
opportunity.
in the
Women with hips.
in the bikini.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
not anymore. They don't.
And
but
the
anyway,
gadgets.
okay.
Women,
you know,
women with
60s
vaginas.
tech.
Imagine that one.
Although Anna de Armas had a lot of hips, didn't she? She was lovely in the last movie. That was the best thing about the movie, to tell you the truth.
Yeah,
The last one.
she's great.
Here you go.
Pussy galore.
Here you go. The Bank of Hostman Socrates, HK47, $5. Thank you, sir. The Kingsman is a comic
Yes,
series
it
by Mark Miller. Read it.
Mhm.
Yes.
It is.
Yes, it is.
I do enjoy Mark Miller.
It did Kick-Ass as well, and that was fantastic.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh, that was great.
Is there a comic book
Yeah.
business in the UK?
Yeah. 2000 AD. Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd was a UK character?
Yes, he is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
created in the UK
Oh yeah.
by UKians.
Oh, you also have
Dan
Alan.
Dare. Why have we got
What-
no Dan
Watchmen?
Dare? I'd love to see a Dan Dare movie.
Sid the Sexist.
Oh God.
Watchmen. Watchmen
Viz.
was,
Oink.
Viz.
Do you remember Oink? Oink comics. Oink.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes, Watchmen was created by a British guy. I can't remember his name now. It's just gone out of
Alan
my head. It's gone out of my head.
Alan Moore or Grant
Alan
Morrison?
Moore. Yeah,
Moore.
Alan Moore.
Alan Moore.
You guys also have Captain Britain.
We
I
do.
love
He's not derivative. Or...
Yes.
Yeah. We do. We have Captain Britain. Yeah,
You've got Maggie Thatcher.
we have indeed. Which Gillian
Yeah, she was a
Anderson played.
comic.
So there you go.
There you go, Melvin Deeply. Judge Dredd was created by a Scot and a Spaniard.
We also have
Yes.
Tank Girl, which was created by
Yeah, Tank Girl was great.
guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tank Girl
I
was
love Tank Girl. I love Tank Girl.
So there you go.
There,
We're
there-
okay.
Tank Girl was a great
And the proper
version
Dennis the
of
Menace.
what how a woman character might fit into the comic book universe without pandering.
Yeah, I mean, it was based in Australia. It was created by two people from I can't remember, just outside London, and they made a crap load of money out of it.
Yeah.
I read a lot about them actually, because one of them is helps Damon do the music. The Gorillas. He's co-creator of the
Damon
Gorillas. with
Albarn.
Damon
Yeah.
Albarn, yeah.
Yeah.
So he does all the animation, so you can see the art is very similar to Tank Girl. So there you go.
Let's move on then. So, Kingsman, I'd be up for that, definitely.
And he was good. He was
Yeah.
good in the Tetris movie.
Yeah.
Okay, move on.
Rumors suggest that Clayface will be the Batman 2 villain.
Oh, right. Batman needs a good bath there, doesn't he? Look at that.
Well, he just saved a bunch of people at the end of the movie, which you failed to acknowledge. But moving on.
He's still on that one. Dear, oh dear.
I am.
Yeah, it looks more like
Intrigued
Scatman
by
in that,
this.
doesn't he? Really, let's be honest.
Now
I'm
I'm just gonna.
intrigued by it.
I'm gonna be blue now.
Really?
I am stoked for this movie.
Don't steal my word.
Well, he's black though now, isn't he? He's black.
I'm super intrigued by this though, because it's obviously a very grounded Batman, or at least a lot more than what Zack Snyder was attempting to do. So bringing a character like this, how are they going to do this? It's obviously an extraordinary difference, but it reminds me of when Joker was going to come into The Dark Knight, when that was announced. And when you first think of the Joker, at least back then, you thought of like a little comic booky. He falls into a vat of chemicals, his skin's bleached. That was still a little too much for the Batman Begins world, but they ended up with he paints his face on, and it totally worked. It totally fit. So are they going to do something in that vein with Clayface? Because this is a pretty comic booky character, and
It is, yeah.
I'm interested to see what they're going to do to fit him into this world.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
I'm surprised they're doing another one. And quite frankly, if you saw the first one, they don't really have to film anything. I mean, you could barely see anything. They could make it a podcast. I mean, so they could just put up a
That's so
black
true.
screen in the
That's so
theater
true.
and just have people voices in the back, and people go, "Wow, that was a really good cinematic."
It's-
experience."
Maybe that's how they're going to
Game
do
of-
it then.
I can
Game
see
of
the
Thrones
steam
season
rising
8
from Blue's head.
cinematography. It wasn't it though. It was
Yeah.
season eight Game of Thrones filmography, cinematography. It was barely watchable because it is. I mean, okay, it's The Dark Knight, but come on,
It was
It's so
this was
interesting you
the
say that,
even
because all
darker
this-
night.
All the cinematographers, that there are multiple articles from cinematographers in Hollywood suggesting this was robbed of an Academy Award nomination for cinematography. Yet you're sitting here talking shit about it. Let's move on.
You know what,
shall we?
right?
Let's just move on.
You know what?
Move on.
You know what, right? I'm not gonna get Blue angry. I'm gonna say, you know what? The Batman was the best film I ever saw. Right, so you can smile now.
Yes,
Smile
Paul,
now.
welcome to the weekly recap where they shit on me because I loved the Batman. It sounds like you're going to fit in well with these guys.
Did
The
you
same
like the
people.
ending where he let the bad guy go?
He didn't
Didn't
let him
even catch the
go.
bad guy.
The ending of the movie was the point, where he
Here we go.
he didn't catch Riddler. It was all a setup, but he also saved people and learned to be more than just vengeance. He learned he had to be more for people. That was the point of the movie. It's a semi origin story. It is his second year. It is the first movie I've seen in a long time that has 4 acts. That's a little weird. But all the same, you can accept the ending or not, but it objectively ended with him actually being a hero. That was the entire point. So yeah, I like the movie a lot.
Just give
I
it
do.
to
We
him.
missed it
guys.
'cause it was
Just
too
give
dark.
it to him.
It pleases me you like it. So,
I
okay.
know.
I only like it because he
Yes.
likes it. So there you go.
Blue Man, are you available to read this super chat? Because I will
Sure.
not be able to say any of that.
Yeah, sure. Hostman Socrates for $10. Thanks, dude. On the subject of European comics, Bandis, this I can't say it either.
Dessines.
Yeah.
Bendis the Senis or French comics are great. Read Black Said Ulrich or The Ruby Throne, Skydoll and Noir Burlesque for starters. BD for life. Crack that code, guys.
I know what that means.
Socrates.
There are a lot of good French. There are a lot of good French comic books. Can I say something about this Clayface thing? I think. Well, fine. Then I'm done. No, Clayface. This is the thing. Clayface. I'm gonna say something. Clayface is a good bad guy, but the thing is, I do not want the original Clayface from the comic books. I want the Batman animated series Clayface.
Yes,
I want him big, made out of full-on clay, and they need to spend the money where he changes shape. Every time he changes shape, we need to see it. Like, I know, like, in the movies, like, for instance, Mystique in X-Men 2, when she crosses that, like, column or whatever, and she changes from, the janitor to Senator What's-His-Face. Like, I understand they were trying to save money and they made the little sound or whatever, but I want to see Clayface in this big hulking clay form, and I want to see him change from one character to another. And if they don't do that, then I don't want to see this character at all, because I don't want to see this cheapo where you try to save money by turning away in Batman, and then you do the little sound, and then he turns back and he's somebody new. Like, if you're gonna do Clayface, spend the money, do it right, or don't do it at all. And that's all I don't need to
see it every time, but I would like to see it once or twice for sure to get the idea. If you do it too many times, it'll get old.
But didn't they say there was going to be another villain? So there are two villains in this one then.
Well, probably the Penguin returns, right?
I thought Mr. Freeze was supposed to be.
Was Mr.
I thought
Freeze?
Mr. Freeze. I thought originally, because what I've been reading, the articles that I've been reading was they keep switching the villain around, and it's going from Mr. Freeze to Clayface to maybe having both of them in there. Right. So I thought Mr. Freeze was going to be the bad guy for the second movie.
I think they should bring Arnie back for Mr. Freeze.
No. I don't think so.
I'd watch that. I would watch that. I would watch that.
Oh my god!
So, Paul, are you good for up to the 2 hours?
We're nearing it. Oh, you're talking about from the moment we started broadcasting? Yes. Okay, so let's keep going.
What we'll do is we'll just do a finally.
You guys can keep going. You don't need me.
Yep.
You guys are much fun.
We always need you. We always need
you. So, Paul, I will thank you for your time.
Well, I want to discuss this because this is one of my favorite comic books.
It's a good comic book.
And for the folks
at
home,
is a good comic book.
What is the story for the folks at home?
Original cast of Scott Pilgrim versus the World
they're
reprising their
doing
roles
an
as the anime. Oh no! Please bring the film back. What is this anime rubbish?
No, because if you look at the comic book itself, it is perfectly adaptable into an anime. I think that's fine.
No, but I thought the film was so well directed. I really liked this.
Yes,
film.
I love this.
I enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, I'm on board with both of what you were saying. Yeah, the film is great, but the comic books are really good too.
I didn't like the girl in it. Unfortunately, I wasn't thrilled with her.
She's John McClane's daughter, isn't she?
Elizabeth, I forget what her name is.
Die Hard 3. She was in Die Hard 3.
It had Brie Larson in as well, didn't it?
But I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was a really good, but it didn't make any money.
Yeah, I know. It's a shame.
Yeah,
no, it's a shame. Really, I love the beginning with the credits. It was really cool. I thought he's got a really good way of directing, old Edgar Wright.
And it was very expensive because of all the graphic overlays and effects. But surprisingly expensive film. I loved this.
It made nothing at all, did it? It just bombed.
Not enough to cover the expenses of it.
Yeah. It's a shame because it's a good film.
I completely agree. And the comic book is fantastic.
It's a good film.
So has this got potential then, Paul, for the
actually in the right hands, I think it could. This is I think this is a very positive idea of it.
It's just a shame it wasn't a real life film, or
they're getting.
Is the anime going to be okay?
Right?
Well, there is that.
Yeah.
What's that? They're getting what?
They're getting old, so it would be different. Yeah. Like this allows the story to continue without being like trying to disguise a almost 40-year-old as like a teenager or like an early 20s or whatever.
I know.
Although if they did do that, I would watch
the animation. It depends on the animation style as well. If it's going to be CalArts or if it's going to be faux Japanese anime or what it's, it has to be, I think, in tune with the original comic books. It has to have that art style.
Yeah.
It depends on the Japanese studio that's doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also-
and if it is a Japanese studio doing it.
Well, I hope so.
It was Netflix, isn't it? So it's anybody's guess, really. Let's face it.
Funimation.
Oh, could be. That'd be great.
So, Paul, I will thank you for taking the time to join us. It is
no.
always a
She's
pleasure
kicking you off,
to see
mate.
What?
No, I gotta go.
Is it dinner time? Dinner
It's
time,
dinner.
is it?
Dinner.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Okay.
Paul.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. I am very honored and appreciate you guys inviting me to this coven of yours.
Best of luck with the 100K. It's weeks away. I feel.
Well, I don't know. It's I am hovering at this same spot now for a couple of weeks, but I don't care. I read from a lot of people that that happens. YouTube does not want me to get the
silver plate.
They want you to earn it.
the plaque.
Yeah,
because they've
plaque.
run out of lithium
Plaques.
or something.
Yeah.
I get the reference.
I listen. I appreciate your help. Getting me there. Your goodwill is all I need. So we'll talk to you later. Good luck, guys.
Thank you, Paul. Take care, my
Take
friend.
care, Paul.
Bye.
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 Oh, thank God he's gone.
Legend.
Okay, so should we continue then, boys and girls? I think we can do for another
let's
half
do
hour.
it. Do
Okay,
it.
we'll do a quick super chats. Hostman, the Bank of Hostman, $5. Thank you, my friend. Black Sad, Elric, the Ruby Throne, etc. are BD series.
Oh, I'm confused.
Right on.
Right
I've
on.
never read them. There's a lot of really there's a lot of really good French comic books. Hostman is correct. There's a lot of really good French comic books. I haven't read any of the ones that he suggested, but like I said, there's a lot of good ones. So I would read any of them just to read them. So those are my thoughts on that.
BD.
Right then, guys, let's move on.
John Wick.
Here we go. This was out. This tweet was, I think, Monday last week or this week. Expect an announcement in the next month or so for a spin-off.
Yeah, I'm
What
looking
could it
forward
be?
to
Haven't
anything.
they, haven't they,
Go on, Matt.
Go ahead.
yeah, I want the ballerina with
Yeah, I want the
I can't wait
anus.
for that.
Yeah.
Well, I
We
think
want-
this
we
is on
want the
top of
anus.
what. I think this is on top of what we're getting anyway.
You want some anus?
That's right.
What?
The girl with the anus.
I'm confused.
Yeah, no, I listen, when
Not
it
as
comes to
confused
John
as
Wick,
you.
I will watch anything John Wick. I can't wait for the ballerina spin-off, and I can't wait for the hotel series, the Continental. I can't wait for any of that stuff. Anything John Wick, I'm all in. I love these movies. I haven't seen the fourth one yet. I haven't had time, but yeah, I just love all the actiony fighting stuff. So I'm down with the sickness.
Movie Cynic. I'm probably going to go and see it a third time round.
Hell yeah, brother.
Because I
Right
liked
on,
it
yeah.
second time round, so I'm going to watch it
Yeah,
the third
right
time
on.
round. So yeah.
in the
you know.
chat, who's watched it? Who's seen it? John Wick.
I still haven't seen it. I've
great.
only
Oh,
seen
damn,
the first
go.
film.
Spoilers.
Go.
Possibly.
If you
So
don't like
I am
action
going to
films,
watch.
don't go and see it. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
If you, love
if
action
you don't
films,
like
go and see
action,
Who
it.
don't
doesn't
go
like
see it.
action films?
If you don't like
That's
enjoying
crazy.
yourself, don't go see it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm looking forward to watching the rest. So yeah.
Mm.
So we are getting 2 spin-off shows and a spin-off movie.
I don't know.
Is that
Well,
right?
yeah. This is on top of what we know we're getting.
I'm not complaining. If it's
But isn't there too much of a good thing?
there,
Like,
there
you
can
might
No,
be,
you've not
be
seen it.
spoiled a bit.
but the
Educated
track
guess
record is so
movie.
good.
Shut up.
The track
Educated
record.
guess.
If they made a sequel, say they brought him back, I think the best thing to do really is to come down, because if you make the same film again, John Wick 5, it'll have to be him helping someone out in a town and then riding off into the sunset. That's what it'll have to be this time around, wouldn't it? Because if he's pretending to be dead, do you know what I mean? It's like the old. You've heard, just let me finish. It's like the old Bond. You ever read Spy Love Me? So Spy Love Me is a James Bond book, and in that story, it's all about the woman in the hotel. James Bond comes in, he takes care of business, and then he drives off again. You know what I mean? But it was all focused on the woman in the hotel
So it's like episodic then.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm saying, so if they're going to do another one, there's no point in going big again. You might as well just concentrate on a story where he kicks ass again. But you know what I mean? Kind of like that.
How's about Winston's ex-wife?
Was he married?
Well, we don't know. Is the head of the table, and
She makes turkey for him and stuff,
and it's
mashed potato,
and it's Carrie Ann
Moss.
Carrie Ann Moss is his ex-wife, and Wick has to take her out. I could buy into that.
She still looks great though, doesn't she? Carrie Ann
Yeah,
Moss.
she does.
Yes.
Yeah.
She looks awesome. But yeah, I really want Keanu to come back though. Seriously.
Yeah, there's one more. I think there's definitely
one more. There's one more in him,
Yeah.
I reckon. Yeah, that'd be quite fun.
How?
Don't know.
How?
Spoilers.
I don't want to
Don't
say anything. I don't
know.
want to spoil it. I'm just saying, like, how?
I think that
But
the
we'll-
clue is in this dialogue where he says, "Where do you think he is? Heaven or hell?" That's the clue right there.
Yeah, dude. I'm really sorry, Matt. I'm sorry. I just like whenever Mega Geek's on the stream, just know if you haven't seen the movie, it's gonna be spoiled.
Oh, I'm fine with. I already know it. I know
Yeah,
everything
it goes
that
out.
happens.
He knows.
Just-
He goes out of his
Alright,
way to
alright.
spoil
I
it.
just-
don't
I
worry.
just-
Okay.
I just
I'm
don't
just
want. I don't
blocking
want
it
to
from
spoil
my
it for anybody
mind.
that doesn't know. Yeah.
Okay, move on.
God, he's looking old, isn't he? Whoa.
Here you
Yeah,
go.
he is.
Matt Damon confirms that
Matt
Christopher
Damon.
Nolan's Oppenheimer is 3 hours long.
Ah,
I don't want to see this. I don't want
yeah,
to
me
see
neither.
this.
I'm not
Don't worry.
interested. Who wants to
I do.
watch a
I
3-hour
am.
movie about making the atom bomb?
Me.
Really? All right.
do,
Listen,
yes.
hey, you like what you like. I can't stop you, but I have zero interest in this. Plus, I'm sorry,
Wow.
Christopher Nolan, just his movies, like, I don't know, like that Interstellar one, like 20 minutes
Yeah.
in, I was like, oh my God, can we hurry
really?
I
this
can't
up? I was like,
stand that
man,
film. I cannot stand.
like,
See, I was going to crack this gag. He goes, Smilex, Oppenheimer will bomb in Japan twice.
Ooh.
But the thing is, though, I think he's a good filmmaker. But I think he's really
Yes.
into himself now, and he writes stuff that you need, like, I don't know, 10 qualifications to actually figure out what's going on. And I'm not into that anymore. You just mentioned that last film, and I just didn't like it. Halfway through, I'm like, can I go home now? Do you know? And
Which
the other
one was
one
that?
with everything
Well, yeah,
was going
and-
backwards. That was just
Interstellar.
nonsense.
Yeah,
Interstellar.
and is the whole movie going to sound like, yeah, and is the whole movie going to sound like this? Hey, everybody, how you doing? I don't know how to sound this thing because I'm in a mask the whole time. And you're gonna be like, what are they saying? Like, there's no closed caption on this film. I can't understand what's going on. Yeah, that's exactly how it was during the last one. What was that? Tenant. I'm all like, the whole
Yeah.
time I'm like, what did he say? I'm like, I don't understand any of this movie. Like, they need subtitles. So
Well, screw
I
you
do
all.
like
I'm going to
this
watch
kid.
it. I'm going to look forward to
And
it.
on that
yeah,
bombshell.
well,
okay.
he is a good filmmaker though, and I do like this guy. What's his face? Kieran is his name. Kieran
Scarecrow.
something.
Cillian
Yeah,
Murphy.
Killian.
Cillian-
Yeah, he's a very good actor. I do enjoy him a lot. So, I mean, I don't know. There are pluses to this movie. I just don't know. I don't know, man. I don't want to sit through 3 hours of how to make an
Pinky
atom bomb. I
blinders.
don't.
Here you go, Santa Claus, taking odds on whether Oppenheimer bombs in Japan. I think it's probably evens, to be
Well,
honest.
he hasn't got a black lead, has he? So I guess it'd be all right.
How great would it be if it made like the most money in Japan? How great would that be? They're just like, oh, I love this movie.
But
Would it be big in Japan?
on the same token,
Yeah,
right? Did the Pink Panther movies make a lot of money in France? For God's sakes, do you know what I mean? Because they're
I
literally
honestly
taking
don't
the
know.
mickey out
You're
of
being
France.
silly now. You're being silly now. Okay,
So did it?
Although I do love those Pink Panther movies. I love them.
I love them. Yeah, they're great.
Speaking of silly, this is the big one, folks. We've all been waiting for this. Rumor: Deadpool 3 plot to center on crossover with Disney minus Loki series.
The Loki series would be rubbish.
Yes.
Only if he takes the piss out of it. Only if he
This
takes
is
the
what
piss out
they
of the Loki series.
want.
Absolute nonsense. Can't be asked.
This is what they want.
I do.
It's
I do
how
think
they're
the
going
movie is going to be.
Sorry, Matt.
You go ahead,
That was
Matt. You go
stupid.
ahead. No, you go. You go. It's. No,
I
you
was
go.
going to say this is
It's fine.
how they're
No,
doing
you,
the.
Matt, you go. Matt, go on. Go on.
This is how they're going to do the multiverse thing and integrate him into the MCU.
Yeah,
because of
yeah.
the multiverse traveling
Yeah,
nature of that stupid character to the right.
I cannot wait. Yeah, I cannot wait until the multiverse saga is over with. I've just had
Make it
enough. They don't
end.
explain
Yep.
anything.
Make it
and
end, please.
yeah, and I do like Owen Wilson. I think he's great. He was my favorite part of the Loki series, but that
You
show
had a
sucked,
favorite
and I'm not
part in
looking
that
forward.
series? Oh my God.
Well, I do like this actor. I think he's great. He was fun, but it was just so stupid. And I do like Deadpool, so I think this movie will be good. But I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. Whatever. It's like,
Ego, I like it when new people appear. I'll rim you. And just like that, Deadpool became cesspool.
Yeah.
Disney, yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Let's face it. Yeah. Oh God. Shall we move on? Please move on.
Yeah, can you take Owen Wilson off the screen? I can't stand that man.
well, they just had that Matthew McCady. I don't know how you say his last
There
name.
you go, Smilex PG.
The guy
Yeah,
from
it's gonna be
Succession.
PG. In fact, it'd be it'd be universal.
Is it? I
suitable
thought they
for
were going to
all.
make it R.
No, I think it's taking the piss.
I thought they said they were going to make it R.
It's going to be an R.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see, though.
Oh, thank God.
And finally,
Thank God. This popped up on the feed this week. Just thought, put this in. Alec Guinness thought Star Wars was fairy tale rubbish.
Wait till you see
his-
Disney.
In his autobiography, Guinness recalled running into a fan that had watched Star Wars more than 100 times. He only agreed to sign an autograph if the fan promised never to watch the film again.
that's a bit
What a-
crap.
Finger
isn't
on the
it?
pulse
if
there,
that's
Brown.
true.
Yeah.
If that's true, it's a bit crap,
Yeah.
isn't it? You know, I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes actors are right up
Yes,
their bum,
old
aren't
story,
they?
yes.
Do you know what I mean? Sometimes actors think they're big, they're higher than everyone, and this is just one of those
Yeah.
cases, isn't it? He doesn't even appreciate it that he made a lot of money. He got a bonus and everything on this.
Yeah.
film.
Yeah, for what was
He
it?
did change his tune, though,
1.5%?
later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did change his tune over the
Oh,
years.
did he?
Like when he started getting the money rolling, and he sort of became a bit more friendly towards it. Let's put it that way. Not surprisingly.
Yeah, and I don't apologize. And I don't understand these actors that are not like he did a great job in Star Wars. He should be proud
did,
of that. I
did.
don't understand
He
this thought process of being like not liking the project that you're in.
He's
That's
old
good. Everybody
school.
loves you for it. Yeah, I don't.
was old
Well,
school,
he needs
you
to get
know,
new
he
school.
came
Well,
from-
not anymore. He's dead now. But
He's dead now, yeah. But he was an old school actor, an old stage Elstree Studios type of actor. He was a serious actor, a thespian. So yeah, I mean, obviously, the science fiction at that point was not taken very seriously. You know, Star Wars did break the mold. I think Forbidden Planet was probably the only sort of science fiction up to that point that had been sort of taken
I agree with that.
relatively
No,
seriously.
well, you had 2001, and also you had Silent
that as
Running,
well,
didn't you?
yeah.
Silent Running.
Oh, Silent Running's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's.
But
Yeah.
very far and few between.
I mean, does everyone that plays Obi-Wan diss the fans? I mean, even Ewan McGregor dissed the fans at one point, didn't
Well,
he?
that's true.
So,
Here you go, Jim D. His autobiography really is an interesting read, but he came off as a bitchy asshole.
He's earned to be a bitchy arsehole.
yeah, he's earned
Okay.
it.
Arsehole, I should say.
true. Yeah, I
He's
just
a
don't. I
great
really
guy.
don't understand this process of thinking when it comes to like dissing on a project that everybody loves. It was good, and you were good in it. I don't understand that, but
Well, nothing
At least
like
he's
that.
honest.
I would,
Yeah.
although I would promise to never watch it again if he signed whatever I had. So, I mean, if I threw a Funko Pop at him and he signed it, I'd be like, yeah, I'm never gonna watch that crap again, buddy. Just sign away and everything. So yeah.
Okay, I think that's it then, folks. Let's have a look. Yeah, please consider donating to the channel. I think the entire stream has been funded by Hostman tonight, so links in the description, pin message, all that malarkey. If you made it to the end, please press subscribe, and if you haven't, please press subscribe. That's the main thing.
All it will take is Blue Boy to say the C word, and then all that money's gone.
It's probably been demonetized anyway.
Already.
The last three of
Thanks to
these. have
Chato.
been- Yeah, the last three of these have been, I know, Freudian demonetization. There you go, folks. I think that's it, folks. That's it. Chats, you're wonderful, but you already know that's some really good interaction tonight. Really good to see you. I will thank the guests. So obviously, Paul Chato. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Mr. Brown. In order of my screen, Probby's back, everybody. Cheers, Probby.
Hey, thank you.
Mega Geek, cheers in.
No worries.
The backbone is back, folks. Matt Katz, 8-3. Cheers, Matty.
What's up, nerds?
Thank you. What's up, nerds? Thank you for having me. I always have a pleasure with these guys.
He used to be called the Blue Man. I don't know what to call him anymore for being demonetized.
Oh, yes.
Blue mouth.
Blimey.
Blue mouth.
Call him cutie. That's what you call him. Look at that
It's
face.
got rid of it. I didn't even notice. Oh, my
Tisk,
Lord.
tisk.
What color is it now?
Yeah.
It's black. But
Noir.
Blue black.
Noir man.
it's pretty close to my natural hair color anyway. Like
Noir.
if I had just had it natural at this point, it would be indistinguishable. So.
Shall we have a quick look at it before we'll just bore everybody with
Big
it?
him up on the screen. Oh,
See?
see, I didn't even
Wow.
know.
Oh,
it.
God, isn't he-
Adorable.
is he?
Back
Adorable.
to
Gorgeous.
back to basics.
Oh,
It'll
yeah.
be blue
Look at
again.
that.
It'll be blue again
Oh yeah.
Loads.
someday.
I'd
With a
smash
blue
him.
streak in it.
Oh, I got the blue shirt. I still got to represent the blue. No. I got my Blockbuster shirt on too. Woo!
You are
And I
correct,
can't-
though. You
Oh,
are an
Blockbuster.
asshole.
I told you, it's right here in the bottom left.
I can't call you Blue Boy anymore. I'll have to call you. No, I can't call you that
Mhm.
either.
Can't call me that either.
I think that's it, folks.
Do it, I
am
dare
right-
you.
I am writing my check to YouTube as we speak. I think that's it, folks. We're going to be back for the Mandalorian Wednesday.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, do it. You guys do it. I love those streams. Those streams are so good. So good.
I think we're going to be back next Saturday to finish off The Godfather, as it were. So
Yes, we
and
do
then
need to
obviously
still
we'll
do
be doing the Sunday show. So I think that's it, folks. If we don't see you Wednesday, have a great week. Hopefully the sun will be shining in the UK. Summer's around the corner. That's it. Take care, everybody. Tell you bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.